What's going on? What's going on, Film Fam? Welcome to another episode of Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you doing this evening, my dog?
Hey, man, feeling good, feeling great, man. It's 7 o'clock, and I'm talking about my dog, man, so ready to get it going.
Absolutely, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's the Let the Film Speak show. Of course, we're going to recap each and every game from the Week 14 slate. So we're going to run through all those, give you some performers of the week, and just do the usual. The same things we do each and every week, man. So we got that coming your way. But before we do that, as always, we got the house rules, man. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe, and also hit that notification bell, man. Become the newest member of the Film Fam. Share it with your partners. Holler them, let them know to come on in the door. They are all welcome, and then also be in the know. When me and Willie Jack got something cooking, and I guarantee you, we will not let you down. Announcements, Willie Jack, and we know we always got to start off with the weekly pick'em, man. Let's start off with the weekly pick'em and see how we look. And of course, hey, Willie Jack, got to give you your props, man. You was tied for first this week, man. You trying to make a move. That's what it seemed like, man. You trying to make a move. What's going on, dog?
Hey, man, the rabbit don't win the race. Yeah, hey, the rabbit don't win that race, man. The turtle, man, slow and steady, and I'm chugging along, bro.
Absolutely, slow and steady it is, man. So yeah, you were tied for first with Pick'em, then Stick'em. Y'all both had 10 wins, and then in third, man, was your boy. I was right behind y'all, but I didn't quite get there first, man. So your boy was sitting in third, man. And as far as the overall standings right now, Ciara's still holding it down, man. Ciara's still in first, man, with 137 wins on the season. Man, she hanging on to that lead. She holding on tight to it, man. And then right behind her is Pick'em, then Stick'em with 134. And then in third is Sequoia Queen with 128, man. So she got a little bit of a gap between her and the third and fourth, fifth place guys. But, as of right now, man, hey, the lead is coming up. It's coming up, man. We trying to catch up to it, Willie Jack. How you feeling about this, man? You only got what? Let me see. We got week 15, 16, 17, and 18. You got 4 more weeks to catch up, man. You think you can do it?
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna what. So it's like four more weeks, roughly 12 games a week. No, matter of fact, the bye week's about to run out. So it's gonna pick up into full scheduling, right? So 4 weeks, roughly, what's it gonna be? 15, 16 games once we go, once everybody's bye week finishes out.
Oh, yeah. So now this is the time. This is the time.
Yeah. I'm finna make my playoff push, big dog. Come on now. And Ciara, matter of fact, sister in the building. Ciara, what's going on? Just know, don't sleep lightly. Keep one eye open, keep it closed, lock the doors and the windows, because your boy on the way. I'm just letting you know. Your boy on the way. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. Hey, you heard him. He said he is on the way. And then also, man, with the playoffs being set for the Let the Film Speak Fantasy Football League, hey, the playoffs are set, man. This is the first week of playoffs. Starting in week 15, going into this week, this is the first week of playoffs, man. And I'm going to go ahead and shout out all the playoff teams, all the people that have made the playoff. Sitting at the number at the top. No, actually, I'm going to go the other way. Sitting at the 6th seed is none other than Terrible Town, man. Terrible Town that made a playoff appearance, man. He's sitting at the 6th seed. He's going to face off against our number 3 seed, which is John. Okay, so he's sitting at 3. Then we also got at the number 5 seed, my wife, my lovely babe. She's sitting at the number 5 seed. And she faces off against the defending champ, man. My brother-in-law, her brother. Tori. Tori's sitting at the number 4 seed, man. So they face off in the first week. But that leaves us the 2 people that's on bye. Day 1 gang sitting at the number 2 seed in Jarrell, man. He holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Day 1 gang in the building, man. He been in here listening, kind of taking notes. That's probably the reason why he's sitting in at the number 2 seed with the bye week. And then in the other bye week, and this is crazy to say, man, and we got to give her props. Yeah. Ciara, man. Ciara's sitting at the top right now with the number 1 seed, sitting comfortable. Watching our playoffs go on while she's over there sitting, having her bye week. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something about that, Chop. Me and Ciara just played we just played each other last week. I think I lost by 2 points. I had Tua starting. I had Lamar on my bench. I had Lamar's 40 points on my bench. I had Tua starting. And check this out. She had Herbert starting with the broke fingers. So she only got like 3 points from Herbert. She only got 3 points from Herbert. So I'm like, okay, Tua, even with an off day, Tua get me 10 points. I'm in there.
I'm straight.
Bro, Tua had like 8.7, 3 points. And Lamar sitting on my bench smiling with 39 points, bro. Yeah. Ciara, Ciara in the chat. I just told him. I owned up to it. You ain't gotta do all that.
You ain't gotta rub it in, huh? She trying to rub it in on you, boy.
I know, yeah. That's what I said. I was like, man, I can't believe this.
All right, man. Well, look, man, shout out to everybody that made the playoffs, man. Willie Jack, me and you, man. We just sitting on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's for, man. We created this league for y'all.
Hey, share the wealth, man. Hey, share the wealth.
What we ain't about to go create a league and then just beat y'all in the league. I mean, what's the purpose of us creating a league if we gonna just win it all? You know what I'm saying? So we gonna give y'all the opportunity to duke it out. And of course, the winner, you know, they get a little something for me and your dog Willie Jack, man. We're gonna make sure we take care of our winners for that one, for the Let the Film Speak Fantasy Football League, but also the NFL Pick'ems champ too. So we're gonna take care of the winners. You know what I'm saying? The defending champ, Willie Jack, he's trying to defend his throne, trying to catch up in the standings. And then for the fantasy football, you know, Torrey, he's trying to defend his championship, man. So I'm gonna be on the lookout. I'm gonna be giving y'all updates each and every week on what's going on. But yeah, there you have it, man. It's set. So this is what's going on in the fantasy football world and the standings for the pick.
And you know what? Now that I'm officially a spectator, I got to tell you right now, man, I'm putting my money on day one game, man. Day one game, man. Come through for your dog, man. Day one game, come through for your dog. I'll put my money on you, big dog. You got to hold it down, man.
Well, I mean, since we making picks, you know what I'm saying? Since we making bold predictions, you know I gotta go with the household. You know what I'm saying? The boys' household. You know what I'm saying? Why you finna hold it down? And she face off against the defending champ. Do I hear first round exit? First round exit for my dog T. Hey, that's what it sounds like to me.
Hey, I'm glad you made the right choice right there. I got a little nervous.
Yeah.
I talking fast. I tried to wink at you like, hold on, hey man, don't mess up right now. Yeah, there you go, my dog.
I want to eat tonight, man. If I want a meal, if I want my meal set outside, you know what I'm saying? I got to go the right way.
For sure, you're right. There you go.
Absolutely.
Smart man.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and jump into some news, Willie Jack. And the first, I guess we're gonna start off with a little bit of a rumor, man. I'm not sure if this is absolutely true or what's going on with this, man. But there's some Bill Belichick and the Patriots rumors, man. And there was a rumor that went out. I don't know exactly who posted it, but there was a couple different posts I saw where it says that allegedly Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick have agreed to part ways at the end of this 2023-2024 season, Willie Jack. And yeah, man, I want to know what's your thoughts on this one, man. What do you feel? I know we've been talking about Bill Belichick a few times throughout this season, and if his time is up and how it's going to be done. And if it is done this way, honestly, this will be exactly the way we kind of talked about. If this is the way that it ends up ending for Bill Belichick in New England. But give me your thoughts on this one, Willie Jack.
No, exactly right, man. I saw the post as well, but I haven't, and I was kind of weary about it because, like, I saw it on a page I didn't necessarily recognize, but I haven't seen it on, you know, the stalwarts. It wasn't made chef the official. You know what I mean? It's not going across the ticker on Fox News and ESPN and NFL Network. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there'd be dedicated segments for a week straight to talk about this. And so I haven't seen it hit the airwaves like that. And so unless maybe somebody kind of let the cat out the bag and I mean, I don't know. But this is, and here's something I think about it. If it does happen, that's definitely the way it's going to be announced. Kind of like we have been talked about. It's not going to be a firing and Bill's not going to get caught off guard and turn on his TV and find out he lost his job. So it'll definitely be some style of statement like that. You know what I'm saying? Both Robert Kraft and Bill, they'll bring the kids together and let them know that mom and dad had a different decision. We're going to go a different way. But what I did do, the first thing I did, I went back and actually looked at the Patriots season. It's ugly. What, 3-10? They got a 3-point loss to the Commanders, a 4-point loss to the Colts, a 3-point loss to the Chargers, a 6-point loss to the 3 points to the Giants, 6 points to the Chargers in that game. And so their season is littered with these close, low-scoring games. The only game they've actually got maybe more so embarrassed in was that random game in which the Saints scored 30 points. They get shut out in that game 34-0 randomly. And other than that, they've been competitive in every single game, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. The Dolphins had one of their ugliest games of the year against them. The Eagles had one of their ugliest games of the year against them, and so on and so forth. And that's been the story of their whole year. And so it tells me Bill can still coach. He could definitely still coach defense. We know that. We know those numbers, especially the 3 weeks of scoring 10 points or less for giving up 10 points less and didn't win any of those games. And so Bill can still coach. That team is definitely still playing and still fighting. They just came off a win, beating my Steelers. It is what it is. But man, I don't know, man. I just the more and more I kind of look at it, and when I really actually look at this team, how they performed, I don't want Bill to go out like this. I really don't. I don't think Bill goes out like this, man. Not with the way when when I look at the actual context of the way they're playing and losing these games and see the obvious hole they have at the quarterback position, man, I think Bill still got some juice.
Gotcha. And I believe that too, Willie Jack. I believe that, Bill Belichick can still coach, and it's obvious when you look at his team's defensive performances, which is what he prided himself on. So obviously you have that. Of course, I'm expecting more to come out in regards to this story as time goes on. Now, you're not going to get much from Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? They interviewed Bill Belichick, and he was questioned about that particular situation. And you know what he says? Hey, I'm concentrating on the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? A man that's always concentrating on the next thing ahead, and concentrate on his job and not giving the media much. So you're not going to get much from Bill Belichick regarding this. If we hear any more before the season is over, it's going to have to come from somebody else or another source. But other than that, man, we just have to see how the rest of the season plays out and what's really the thing moving forward. All right. So that's
no doubt.
Too. In other news, and it's bad news, man. Of course, hashtag we hate to see it. Justin Herbert is now out for the season, man. He underwent season-ending surgery on his right index finger after suffering a fractured finger in the game this past week, man. So he'll be out for the season. And quite honestly, Willie Jack, in regards to this, I hope this is not the case, and I'm wondering how long after this before Staley is out the door. In my opinion, once they had those couple losses, and then after suffering this loss this past game here, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what the holdup is, Willie Jack. I don't know, what's going on here, but hopefully this is not a situation that buys Brandon Staley another year because of this injury. Because this is not what I want to see. And if they do, of course, I'm gonna let the Chargers, their organization, have it in regards to this decision. But yeah, Justin Herbert, not to take much attention off of him and the real issue here, but Justin Herbert is now out for the season. And of course, right now, honestly, it's time for us to start preparing for next year for the Los Angeles Chargers.
No, and talk about just such a disappointing year is an understatement for sure, but me and you both thought extremely highly of the Chargers coming into this year, honestly. Like we had both, I think, picked them to maybe finally take that step forward and maybe take this division from, Patty and the boys over there. And then lo and behold, we find out that it may be dangerous and the Broncos, who may end up pulling out the division. I don't know who would have saw that coming. You know what I mean? But that's how highly that we thought of that team, the quarterback, like I said, his ability, his talent level, etc., and to see it in this way. And so I think Herbert's that finger's been an issue for a few weeks though now. Even before this last game, because remember he had it taped up, he had it casted, they had tried to work around it for several weeks now, and to no avail. So just like my dog Chop said, the season being what it is, they re-injured or aggravated or worsened it, and so it was time to go ahead and just pull the plug and call it. And just like you said, I can't imagine a world in which Brandon Staley is the coach of that team next year. And I think I'm hoping it's not a job. I'm hoping that he doesn't get that credit or credence. Damn, I feel bad calling for a guy's job, his livelihood. But I would hope the Spanos family, I think that's still who owns the Chargers. Don't let this be an excuse. What's the Chargers record right now? Are they 6-8? Or something like that now.
I don't even know if they won 6 games, Willie Jack. Well, actually, they may have. Let me see where the Chargers are at. Yeah, they're 5-8 right now.
Okay, yeah, so 5-8 right now, and so like I said, the writing's been on the wall. You know what I mean? So the writing's definitely been on the wall. It's time for some style of change, and so I can't imagine. I would be. There are a few things that would shock me more than to see Brandon Staley return to the sideline as the head coach in 2024. So we'll wait to see that. But hopefully for Justin Herbert, man, like I said, the focus of the post, speedy recovery, big dog. Get healthy soon, and man, get in the owners there, man, and start scouting head coach replacements for next season.
Gotcha. And just to give you a little bit more, everybody else a little bit more of a heads up on this situation. They're 5-8 right now, 2 games out of the possibility of being a wild card team. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams at 7-6 right now that are fighting for those last 2 wild card spots. The Pittsburgh Steelers right now have the 6th seed. Indianapolis Colts right after them with the 7th seed at 7-6. Then you got the Houston Texans, Denver Broncos, Cincinnati Bengals, and Buffalo Bills all sitting on the outside looking in right now for those last 2 wild card spots. So technically, the Chargers are not eliminated, but the road to get there and the teams that they have to outplay to get those last 2 spots, man, it's gonna be a rough one for them. You know, I don't see that happening. I don't think there's any way that happens, even though they're not technically eliminated. If I had the opportunity to say
it's an uphill climb for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sticking that fork in the food, man, because that food done. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. All right. All right, Willie Jack, man, we had a few people rolling here, man. So go ahead, man. Give me a film fam check-in, man. Let me know who done fell off in the building.
Nah, no doubt at all. No doubt, man. First one in the building. Mom Dukes is in the building. Appreciate you, lady, as always. I'm trying to show my messages. Okay, well, hey, my messages may not be showing up on the screen, but Mom's is in the building. She said, she meant to say good evening, everybody. Have a blessed show as always. You know, we appreciate you. Simone, our dossier in the building. She said, hey, what's going on? She wanted to make sure that everybody know just who was running things in both the leagues. There, hey, yeah, there you go. Look, that's the one you're gonna push. She got 4 messages in here. That's
my fault. I picked the wrong one.
yeah, you picked the wrong one. What about she got? Hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Pick one of them.
Well, here might be another one. I'm gonna pull up.
So that's how everybody feels today. The ladies in the building today for sure. So our sis Simone, Sierra Simone in the building for sure. Sis and wife of the show, Mrs. Boyce in the building as well. So appreciate both of y'all as always. And and then Auntie in the building as well. She said, "What's going on, nephews? You know we appreciate you, love you." Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought you couldn't see it. My fault.
Yeah, no, it was my stuff was. I don't know what's going on, man. I think it's delaying, but that's Mom's in the building. Then my auntie was also in the building. She said, "What's going on to everybody?" So the ladies is definitely in the building. They running the show today, and so hey, we appreciate all the love. And y'all holler at us in the chat. We'll talk right back to you.
Alrighty, well, they in the building, Willie Jack. So, hey, we might as well go ahead and kick this thing off, man. And we're going to start this thing off talking about the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Tampa Bay Bucks, they went to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, and they come away with a road win, man. They win this game 29-25. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one, man?
No, good win for those Bucks on the road, man. Like I said, big win, an NFC win. The Bucks are still in the thick of it. Definitely. Well, no, Bucks and Falcons, same division. So yeah, both these teams are still in the thick of it to win this division. Especially like I said, the Saints weren't able to take hold of this, so it's still right there for the taking. And like I said, big win. You get it on the road. And shout out to Big Bake, man. Baker Mayfield on that last drive, hitting the touchdown in the end zone to take the lead. And like I said, take the lead and take this game. And so good performance there on a relatively slow day. He goes 14 for 29, only 144 touchdowns or 144 yards. Does throw 2 touchdowns, including that game winner. He also has a rushing touchdown in this game. And so got it done on both sides, even if it's limited production in the pass game overall. Big day for Rachaad White, man. I know you had shot him out a couple weeks ago. He has a solid day as well. 25 carries, 102 yards. He also had a 30-yard touchdown reception in this game also. Then on the other side, man, we saw a lot of yardage from Ritter. And so 26 to 40. I'm just under 350 yards, 347 yards. That's a massive day yardage watch for him. Does throw 1 interception in this game along with 1 touchdown. Also did have a rushing touchdown in this game as well. A big day for Drake London. He goes 10 for 172 and has a very productive day. Kyle Pitts gets a touchdown in this one. And so it was, like I said, competitive game. But all in all, man, like I said, Baker and those Bucks teams on the road find a way to get it done in the closing moments.
Gotcha. And like you said, Willie Jack, very, very competitive game. And it came down to, honestly, the so what. You know, I talked about the so what a few weeks ago in terms of, all right, when the game comes down to it and there's still a 1-score game, or, you know, it comes down to the game where we need to make a play. We need to put the ball in the end zone. We need to do whatever we need to do to win this game. The Bucks were able to do that. And Baker Mayfield was able to drive down the field in the 4th quarter after the Atlanta Falcons just scored the go-ahead touchdown to come back and bounce back with a touchdown of their own. You know, so it was that. They showed that moxie. They showed that they really want this division. And right now, they're sitting in first place. Now, there's all 3 of these teams are at the same record. So all of them are at 6 and 7. So the Bucks are at 6 and 7, Atlanta Falcons are at 6 and 7, and New Orleans Saints are at 6 and 7. And this was a huge game because now that tiebreaker goes to the Bucks. You know, so if the Atlanta Falcons want to make the playoffs and want to win this division, they have to finish a game better than the Bucks. The Bucks have that advantage right now. Same with the Saints. The Bucks have the advantage over the Atlanta Falcons and the Saints at this moment. I'm not sure. I think the Bucks may play the Saints before the season is over with again. Okay. So we'll see kind of how that matchup plays out. But that's the situation that we have right now. And in terms of the Desmond Ridder and Atlanta Falcons. Okay. Desmond Ridder tried his best to give this game away. Okay, he tried his best to get his game away, and you see it because, of course, he had the interception, but he also fumbled the ball twice in this game. Now, luckily for them, they did get their those fumbles back, but he tried to put his game away, and I felt weird even calling it out and saying, "Hey, this is I don't know what's going on with them, but Desmond Ridder is the one I'm truly worried about." And yeah, like I said, it showed. Now he put up a lot of yardage, like you said, Willie Jake, but he tried to get his game away. But all in all, man, great performance by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They came out, did what they supposed to do, and they got a big win for them in terms of how the rest of the season is going to play out. We only got 4 games left, so that puts them that gives them an advantage as of right now. So that's where we are with that.
No doubt.
Absolutely. On to the next game, Willie Jack. On to the next game. We got the Detroit Lions going to Chicago to take on the Bears, man. The Bears end up winning this game 28-13. 28-13. And honestly, man, the Lions laid an egg. Okay. The Lions laid an egg. And this is part of the reason why, like, we were just on the verge, Willie Jack. We were really close and on the verge of saying, all right, the Lions are right there. They are on the verge of becoming a good team, or on the verge of being in that conversation with the top 3 teams in the NFC. But then they have games like this. They have those letdowns, and I think this is the second time that this has happened this year. And the way that it happened in this game, like I said, man, they just completely laid an egg, and they didn't show up. They weren't able to put up points, and these are the ones that just make you question the team. And I'm gonna go ahead and call them out, Willie Jack. I'm gonna call out Dan Campbell because there are certain situations in this game where it's like, nah, this is on Dan. This one is on Dan, and he has to be better in these particular situations and be more consistent for us to start really viewing them as a top team. And now you got the Packers. They're starting to get high. Even though they took a loss, they're starting to get high, and they're starting to put themselves in contention, and they still have a chance at this division. So the Lions have to do better in those situations. And on the Bears side, man, Justin Fields and DJ Moore, they got it rolling, man. They got it rolling. Justin Fields is really trying to show that, hey, man, I can be the quarterback of the future, which is going to be crucial because with the way that the Panthers are playing, the Bears are looking at the first overall draft pick, okay? This first overall draft pick, they can help boost this team from, mid to below average team to average above average team, So these are crucial moments within the last few weeks of this season where Justin Fields can show what he's fully capable of, and if he can lead this team, and where they're gonna land after that. So that's where we are with that, man. The Bears came out firing, and they take care of business in this game, man. They win this in 28-13.
No, and honestly, man, the Lions. That's my thoughts exactly on those Lions, man. And same thing like you said. They've been on the precipice, like we said, man, of taking a step and kind of putting themselves in that upper room of true blue Super Bowl contenders, and they've just failed to kind of ascend to that next step, that next level when we get, just like you said, man, performances like this. So I couldn't have said it any better. We also get I just say, okay, I'm sure Chop. We also get another sloppy performance from Jared Goff, man. And so another game, 20 for 35, 160 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in this game as well. They have 3 turnovers on the day. But here's the thing that was interesting about the Bears. And so they're in a position, they're most likely going to have the number 1 pick. Also with their own record right now, they're going to be picking somewhere in the top 8 with their second pick, their own pick that they own. So they've got 2 top 10 picks. And so just like you said, I'm almost of the mind, I'm almost wondering, is there too much water under that Justin Fields bridge for where they just feel like, yeah, we still see those flashes. We do still see the excitement when he's on time and accurate. He could throw ropes to just about any corner on the field he wants to, and we see him do it. When when he's decisive and decides to pull it down and take off, he's just as dangerous as anybody in this league with their legs. You know what I'm saying? So the talent ability has always been there. It just hasn't necessarily been a smooth mesh or fit with that coaching staff and the desired scheme that they have. And so it's I don't know if it's, and here's the other thing about that as well. This is his fourth. This is his. He's gonna have one more year on his contract after this year, right? So I think he's in his third year. So he have his fourth year, and then you'd have to decide to pick up his fifth year option if you're Chicago. So the money's about to get real. That fifth year contract money, that's gonna be upwards of $20 million. So it's not an easy pickup. Like the quarterback position it's damn near a franchise tag if you pick up that fifth year option, or it's close enough in that realm. With other positions, you can pick up that fifth year, and it really still can be a let me see it year. Well, now you got to cash the quarterbacks out in that fifth year. So I don't know if the Bears. I'm still curious to see how the Bears land on that. Do we want to go ahead and bet the farm? Because if we bring them back, that means we're picking up that fifth year, and that means, for all intents and purposes, we're gonna get this guy a contract, because unless you're planning to be another top 5 picking team going forward. And so they've got to be weighing Justin Fields on these last 2 years, and then to pay him versus starting fresh with a rookie quarterback, brand new rookie deal. This is a very talented crop of rookie quarterbacks coming into the league. And so my gut tells me that Justin Fields still probably winds up on another team, just looking at the money, looking forward that way. But he's doing a pretty good job. If he can continue to play like this, he's doing a great job increasing his value for the next team that comes to get him. And so, big win for them. And just like you said, man, the Lions kind of laid it in, but kudos to the Bears for going out there and getting it done.
I'll tell you what, that read option would look bad over in Atlanta next to Bijan Robinson.
Man, you hear me? That. You ain't told a lie yet. You ain't told a lie yet. Oh man, you know what? One more guy I did want to shout out, man, on the defensive side of the ball for the Bears. With two guys, Montez Sweat had another sack in this game as well, and he has been a super valuable asset, man, from this team, bringing him over from the Commanders. So he's really, that defense as a whole is definitely playing quite a bit better and more consistent than they had been playing, in no small part to him. And also shout out to Jaquan Brisker, man. I liked him when I come out of Penn State. Boy, he had 17 tackles in this game, a forced fumble, 2 or 3
safety pass. Too. This is a safety.
Yeah, 2 or 3 pass breakups, bro. Boy was all over the field. So big day for him as well. But yeah, that Bears defense has definitely kicked it up a notch. And like I said, that's in no small part to the addition of Montez Sweat. So that was a great signing there.
Gotcha, Willie Jack. Keeping it pushing. We got the Indianapolis Colts going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, and the Bengals, man, they holding strong, Willie Jack. They come away with the W at home, winning this game 34-14. Man, they make a statement in this game to let y'all know, hey, man, it ain't sweet. It is not sweet coming to Cincinnati, man. And they get this W. Willie Jack, talk to me, man. What happened?
Man, hey, JB Jr., man.
JB too. JB
too, man. He's still getting it done, big dog. 18 for 24, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns in this one. Another rushing touchdown to go with that. Now, he does throw the interception, but doesn't let him stop his flow and slow him down. Mixon has a very productive day as well. 24 touches, over 100 combined yards. He does get a rushing touchdown as well. They get the rookie Chase Brown has a big day. He goes for over 100 combined yards on only 11 touches in this game.
2 weeks straight, Willie Jack. That's 2 weeks straight. Chase Brown showing up, big dog.
It definitely is. And so you got great production from both backs that really kind of helped to carry today and boost the offense today. Trey Hendrickson, I feel like we had just talked about him as well, because I think he had just came back from injury a couple weeks ago. He was a force in this game. He had 2 sacks in this one as well. And then on the other side, man, for the Colts, honestly, just couldn't get anything going. The run game was all but stuffed. Of course, JT Money, Jonathan Taylor, he wasn't in it. He was still out of this game. Zach Moss picks up that starting role again. We know what he can do. He's been very productive for the first half of this year, where he started those first 6 games or so. He's held to 28 yards on just 13 carries. And so you can't really get anything there, get anything going. And yeah, that Cincinnati defense, man, just carried the day. And then especially on the strength of those 2 backs, helping to carry and propel that offense. Cincinnati looking just as dangerous. Well, now I don't want to oversell it. Not just as dangerous, but they are still very much a threat in this AFC playoff picture, in this AFC North division. And just like my dog said, don't look to be going anywhere. And so, that's a scary team to play, because Joe Burrow's out and you still can't go in there comfortably. And so that's a credit to Zach Taylor and, of course, to JB Jr. Jake Brown. Let me say that man's Jake Browning, dog. You balling, you get it done, man. I'm gonna say your name. You still JB Jr., but Jake Browning as well. Salute to you, sir.
I got you. And to your point, Willie Jack, in terms of Zach Taylor, man, I was gonna do that too. I know this been your boy. You put him on your list and everything, but I gotta give him his credit too, because you can see how he's like transformed this offense for them to still be successful. Instead of this team went from, all right, we're putting the ball in the hands of our guy and Joe Burrow, our franchise guy, and let him throw the ball as much as he needs to, and maybe letting Joe Mixon run the ball 15 to 18 times a game. Now they say, you know what, let's kind of change to a two-back type of thing, a little bit of thunder and lightning. Let Joe Mixon do his thing. We're gonna run him a lot, but also mix in there Chase Brown, to help, create a little bit more
splash,
a little bit more of a splash on this offense without having my quarterback do too much. I still got my weapons on the outside, but quite honestly, this is a new look that teams are seeing each and every week when they come in to play this team. They coming into this game scouting for one thing, scouting for a certain approach coming from this offense, but the offense is giving them something different. So they give them a little bit of wrinkle, and with that, I think that's causing teams to be off balance. So we'll see how this team continues to play throughout the rest of the season, and if teams can start adjusting to the new things that they're doing with Joe Burrow being out and the new approaches they're taking to these particular teams. So I'm interested to see how that's going to continue to play out. The defense is still playing very, very solid ball, not giving enough credit. So I definitely want to give them that credit. And Trey Hendrickson is playing like a man on fire. And then the coach, like you said, they couldn't get anything going. And where's Zach Moss? Where is Zach Moss? The Zach Moss we seen earlier in the season before Jonathan Taylor came back off of his injury. Where is the Zach Moss that was there beforehand? The Zach Moss that was running for over 100 yards, catching the ball out of the backfield, and being that productive guy that can help add some balance to this. And it makes me wonder too, Willie Jack. Was it a little bit because of Anthony Richardson, like the thing that Anthony Richardson brought? Because Anthony Richardson was there for the first few games when Zach Moss got the full start. So was that the true dynamic in which that allowed Zach Moss to do his thing? Because you still had to worry about the threat of Anthony Richardson, but now it's Gardner Minshew back there. Nobody's really worried about his legs and what he can do with those, and it's more so about, all right, if they're gonna run the ball, it has to be through Zach Moss. So now they can put the bodies right there. It's easier to read. We don't have to worry about the read option, and yeah, it's easier to play against. So now you're forcing Gardner Minshew to just beat you with his arm, and we know if there's one thing we know about Gardner Minshew, he's going to make a few mistakes in the game if he has to throw a lot of passes. So I'm wondering if that's what really happened in terms of the transformation of Zach Moss to what we see now compared to what we've seen before. And the reason why this Colts team, now they're still in playoff contention. They still hold their 7th seed, but the reason why they can't really get it going the way that they did, back when they played the Browns a few weeks ago and they put up 30 points. So I'm curious to see how the Colts look throughout the rest of the season as well.
No, and that's a good point. And the only thing I would say is you do make a good point, but I think he split those first half. Cause I think Anthony Richardson went out, and I think he still got the first couple starts under Minshew before Jonathan Taylor came back. So I don't want to. You make a very good point though, for sure, because you almost it makes me think about RG3 and your boy.
That's your favorite one, Alfred Morris, man.
And Alfred Morris. So I don't necessarily think it's completely that style dynamic, but you do make a good point. But also I think that Bengals defensive front, that Bengals defensive front seven, they just controlled the offensive line. Like they definitely just dominated the trenches. Like I said, Trey Henderson being quite the nuisance, and that Bengals defense just smothered the Colts. And I forgot to mention the Colts scored 14 points. Well, one of those was a pick six. That interception that Browning threw is returned for a touchdown. So offensively, you only get one score in this game, and so it was just the Bengals defense just dominated this game. And Absolutely. So I think Zach Moss, or at least specific to this game, I don't think necessarily he wasn't up to the task. I just think just offensively, they just got them paws put on him as an offensive unit. And so I just think he was just a part of that whooping.
Gotcha. Absolutely. With you there, Willie Jack. On to the next game, we had the Jacksonville Jaguars go to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Now, hey, y'all. Hey, man, I know we done said a few things about Joe Flacco now. We done said a few things, man, and Joe Flacco's out there trying to remind boys why he was selected as a Super Bowl MVP a few years back for those Baltimore Ravens. Now, you know what I'm saying? That offense is out there putting up some points. You know, this is a couple weeks in a row where they're able to score and put up a few different points. I think they scored 3 touchdowns last week. You know, put up 4 this week. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on there, but Joe Flacco's over there doing his thing. And I got to give a little bit of credit to what's my guy name? What's my head coach? Is it Stefanski?
Stefanski, yeah, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, got to give a little bit of credit to him because from what I saw in this offense, in terms of watching them play by play, they're not making Joe Flacco have to sit back there long. Every decision he has to make is quick, and I think this offense is built for him. You know what I mean? Like, they're not trying to do too much, not trying to make him do anything out of his element. They're using everything that they have there in the building to make Joe Flacco as good as he can possibly be. You know, they already have a good run game. They're the 7th ranked running team in the league right now. So they still have a good running game. They can use a little bit of play action, buy him some time. The offensive line is still pretty solid, you know, and he just fits right in it. He's not trying to do too much. He's a vet. He's smart. He's not going to turn the ball over a lot. Now, he did throw an interception in this game, but I'll take 3 touchdowns and 1 interception every day of the week. You know what I mean? Especially when I got the Cleveland Browns defense. I'll take that all day. You know what I mean? So he's playing some really solid ball for them right now. And like I said, everything just fits. The defense played well as well. They have 4 turnovers in this game. Anytime your defense can get the ball back 4 times, of course, that's going to give you a great chance to win this game. And quite honestly, they could have scored more than 31 points to this game with the turnovers that they had and the field position that they had.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still gelling, still trying to get things together in terms of this offense. But as of right now, they're looking really good, man. They're looking really good. And then for Jacksonville, man, they have to eliminate those turnovers because, like they said on the other side with the Cleveland Browns, as many opportunities as they had, mm-hmm. Jacksonville Jaguars had opportunities too, even with the turnovers that they had. Like the fumble, I think the fumble that happened in the 3rd quarter, like early in the 3rd quarter, that was their 3rd turnover at that moment, but the game was still a 14-7 game. So Jacksonville had opportunities, and their defense was playing pretty solid for what the offense was doing. The offense was turning the ball over left and right, but the defense has still held the Cleveland Browns to only 14 points. So Jacksonville had their opportunities, but you can't continue to make mistakes and cost yourself chances to win this game. So that was a story of the game for Jacksonville. Willie Jack always used to talk about good Trevor or bad Trevor. Well, this was bad Trevor. Yeah, you threw 3 touchdowns, but 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I mean, that don't mean anything. It's the difference between 3 and 1, but 3 and 3, yeah, you giving the ball up too much and a fumble. Those are things you can't have in these crucial situations, and that honestly puts them in a position where they gotta play tough and good football these last 4 games to hold that division lead, because Houston Texans and the Colts, man, are not far behind. And if you continue to make mistakes, you're gonna end up giving this division up to one of these other teams and could find yourself on the outside looking in. So that's where my stance is on this game. Oh, and one other thing I want to point out too. Mm-hmm. This is one of the few times I was like, I question the decision that Doug Peterson made. You know what I mean? They scored a touchdown, right? They scored a touchdown to make it 27-31. Now they have an opportunity to kick the extra point to make it a 3-point game with a minute and 33 left. To give themselves a chance. Now, don't get me wrong, they still got to go get the onside kick, but instead of kicking an onside kick, they go for 2. They don't get the 2, and now you have to go kick an onside kick. So now, even if you do get the onside kick, you have to go score a touchdown. Now, the field goal is not in place. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't necessarily like that decision at that point in the game. Like I said, it didn't really matter as much, but that's something that to me that matters, because if that could be a decision that could have went the other way. Let's say they go get that onside kick, but now they don't score the touchdown. All they can do is kick a field goal. Now we looking at this game different. Now we saying, Doug Peterson, you should have kicked that extra point to give yourselves an opportunity to win, to tie this game, take it to overtime. But instead you go for 2, don't get it, and now y'all lose that game. So I was paying attention to the decision, man, and it makes me want to pay attention a little bit closer to what Doug Peterson's decision making is.
No, and you know, and that's not just a Doug Peterson thing as well, because there was another decision like that in one of the games we'll talk about, one of the Monday night games. We'll talk about it, I'm sure, when
Absolutely,
it comes up. I was gonna point that out when we get to that game, and so I won't go too far into it. But and this is a question as well, because I definitely remember that. I'm trying to think of the timeout situation that the Jaguars had. If they were they out of timeouts, or did they have maybe one timeout or something to that effect? But I think the mindset there is we get the 2 points here, and now we just need the 3 to win versus the 3 to tie. And so playing for maybe setting yourselves up to get a field goal to win the game, instead of setting the game up to potentially get a field goal to tie the game, and now you're in overtime on the road against a team that's had your number for most of the day. And so maybe kind of that's the line of thinking there. But no, just like you said, when you had 4 turnovers in this game, you dig yourselves in a hole that's just most times, and just like this game proved as well, most times it's too deep to climb out of. And then kudos to Joe Cool, man. Shout out to Joe Cool, Joe Flacco, for a trip back down memory lane, or a return to the fountain of youth, or whatever it is, because he's a guy that he's kind of found one last day in the sun. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's a guy, he had his time. He went to the Super Bowl. He got paid. You know what I mean? He was a guy that kind of sparked this whole debate over, is Joe Flacco elite? That was a question when the league and football fans around the country tried to determine whether or not Joe Flacco deserved to be $100 million quarterback, back when that was, a rarity. You know what I'm saying? And so he turns down a contract from the Ravens. They tell him, go out there and prove it. They go out there. He has probably one of the hottest or streakiest playoff runs. They culminate and win the Super Bowl, and the Ravens come back and break bread with him, and cash him out. And so he goes from all that, and then he's out. He's backing up for a few years. He's out the league. He's at home. They call him off the couch. He comes in, and all he's done since then is win ball games. And so he comes out. They start this game hot. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter to David Njoku. Both of them butt naked. Just coverage bust. Or I don't know what happened on the Jaguars on those, but I don't think there was defender in 3-4 yards of Njoku on either one of those touchdowns. So they come right out and jump right out on them. And then, like I said, credit to Doug Peterson and the Jaguars for finding a way to get back in this game, culminating in the way you just said there, where, like I said, they make the play to maybe try to set themselves up for the late win. But all told, great job by Stefanski. Awesome job for Flacco, man. He's definitely proven to be a steal of a free agent signing with some of the poor quarterback play we've seen. And there's guys like Joe Flacco sitting there at the crib waiting to throw 300 yards and 3 touchdowns on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Joe Flacco's done since he's been here. Then did want to shout out Martin Emerson, man, for the Browns. He had 2 of those interceptions, 2 of the 3 interceptions that Trevor Lawrence threw. He's the recipient of those, so definitely want to shout him out. And then, other than that, man, I think you did a great job of summarizing the game for sure. So, I'm good.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Big win for those Browns, man. The Browns and the Bengals both. Man. It's super impressive to see how not even competitive, not even playing. It's one thing to play competitive football. They're playing winning football. You know what I mean? And they're winning these games from the front. They're not staying competitive and finding a way to steal these games in the end, or waiting on the defense to make a play. They're coming out here and front running these games that they're winning with backup quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a huge accomplishment. It can't be understated.
I tell you what, it might be shaping up to see Joe Flacco go visit the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs for a little bit of get back. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be no get back. It might not be no get back.
No, it's definitely gonna be some get back.
But see, he won a Super Bowl with him. They paid the boy, and they paid him his money.
And then they drafted his replacement in his face and made him watch that guy win an MVP, man. Hey, he want that back, man.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what, they the 5 seed right now. You know what I mean? So, just want to throw that out there to anybody that's paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
The 5 seed?
Browns the 5 seed right now. They
I know
are
it's 6, Coach 7. It's the Browns at 5. Okay.
The Browns are at 5 right now.
Ooh. Then
y'all are
6
at
and
6.
Coach 7.
Y'all are 6 and Coach 7. Yep. So
okay,
that's where it's at right now, man. We'll see how it play out, but we'll be watching. We'll be watching for sure.
Ooh, no doubt. Right? No doubt.
On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Carolina Panthers. They went to see the Saints. Saints win this one at home, 28-6. Willie Jack, what happened in this one?
Man, the playing Carolina is almost a gimme at this point, man. I was trying to think of a way to maybe say it a little better, but it's almost a gimme. And so and check this out as well. Derek Carr throws for 119 yards in this game, and team scores 28 points and they win this game. Like these type of things, I feel like it only happens when you play Carolina. He goes 18 for 26, 119, 2 touchdowns in the game, does throw an interception. New Orleans helped get the party started kind of early in this game. Was it a block? Yeah, they block a punt, run the punt back for a touchdown. I think that was just before half, and then really kind of just didn't let this one go. Kamara goes 12 for 56 and a touchdown in this one. I mean, there wasn't much going on, man. Especially there wasn't any highlight offensively, but the defense stymied and stifled Carolina all day, which isn't much of a challenge. If we're being fair, you also get a special teams touchdown in this one as well. Jimmy Graham finds the end zone again. I think his second touchdown in 3 weeks as well. So Jimmy G, shout out to you, big dog. Still find a way to get in the end zone. And then if you're if you're a Panthers fan, the Panthers fan, you just gotta pray for better days, man. Just get through the end of the season, put out your misery. You don't have the draft capital to add much to the
talent. Pull the plug, man.
Pull the plug, man. Put a fork in them. Them boys is done. They well done. They about to burn, man. That's how done they are. So, like I said, and with the draft capital, as shaky as it is, man, it's some rough days ahead. Only thing you pray for is somehow convincing one of these magical offensive wizards of a new coach to come and take the job. But with the ownership style of David Tepper, that job doesn't look too appealing as well. And so, man, I'm telling you, the Panthers are really in a bad spot here, man. If I'm a Panthers fan, I don't feel great. I did want to shout out Derek Brown, man. This guy, 6'6", 320 pounds. He had 10 tackles and an interception in this game, man. That's a big, that's a big man working right there, boy. So,
hey, it's just so everybody know, that's a defensive tackle now.
Yeah, he better be 6'6", 320.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
and as everybody is in here, you know, they should be let the film speak, fam. They should be all film, fam. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your boy told you. Your boy done told you, man. I need to be watching out for that boy. That boy be out here balling, man, moving people around. But you know,
no, for sure. No, people moving for sure, man. So he was I guess had as much of an impact as you can in the game in which you get blown out by 3 touchdowns. But like I said, he did what he had to do, man. Probably the lone bright spot for that Panthers team in that game. But yeah, the Saints pick up a win in the gimme game and try to fend off the Bucks and Falcons to hold on to that division.
And I won't say it alone, Willie Jack, because your boy balled too, man. Your boy.
Oh yeah, no, JC had a day.
Yeah, JC was balling, man. He was there. He was breaking up a lot of passes, man. You can see a little bit of a difference in his defense because, and that's what I was gonna say, Willie Jack, because you look at the score and then the score can fool you. You know, this you say, 4 touchdowns. Okay, the Saints got it going there a little bit. No, they didn't. They didn't get it going. You know, this was just bad play by the Carolina Panthers, which helped the Saints get to where they needed to go. You know what I'm saying, in terms of winning this game. And yeah, that's just what it was for this particular team. It wasn't a crazy offensive performance at all.
Right.
It was just a bad football game. And honestly, I probably would. Well, I ain't gonna call this a toilet bowl because I got a game coming up in a few games here that I would say is a toilet bowl. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, Willie Jack. I'm still not sold on the Saints. We're gonna see how like I said, these last 4 games play out. But hey, this is how we go, man. This is how we go. So
one more time before we get out this game. Free Jameis, man. What are we doing? Free Jameis, man. Come on. What are we waiting on? What do we say?
He'll definitely add some excitement to that offense for sure.
Yeah,
he'll definitely add some excitement to the offense, man. So that's where we're going with that. Let's go on to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Houston Texans going to New York to take on the Jets, man. And if you was listening to Chop Willie in the morning,
oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Your boy would have told you, you know, what it was going to look like. Man, you got Zach Wilson coming back off of the bench, you know what I'm saying? And really, he ain't got nothing to lose. What you going to do, bench me again?
That's what he said.
I've had that. That's the worst that can happen. You're going to come out here and bench me again. And like I said before the game, you see a difference in the QB play, even from a guy in Tim Boyle to Zach Wilson. Because I saw Zach Wilson play earlier, and like I said, it wasn't good, but the Jets were in a position where it's like, all right, man, we got to try something. We got to figure out some type of way to get some momentum going, and they had to go away from Zach Wilson to see what they had. But that was so bad that it was like, you know what, we'll be better off just rolling with Zach Wilson.
Zach, please come back.
Zach, come on, man. I know we missed you, bro, but we need you, bro, because these other guys, third, fourth string, off the bench, off the couch, out the store type quarterbacks, man, they ain't cutting it, you know. And he came out, and what did he do? 27 for 36, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Willie
yes,
Jackson,
sir.
The boy was playing without a care in the world. And sometimes that's what QBs need. Now, I'm not saying he's turned over a new leaf and we're going to see a new Zach Wilson the rest of the season. I'm not predicting that, you know, not saying it's off the charts, but sometimes a guy needs to come out there and play with not a care in the world, you know, not worry about making mistakes, play freely, because that's really ultimately the only time you're going to get the best out of a player. And by him being in a situation that he's in, he was able to come out and do that. He come out, shines. It's not like, you know, that he got a ton of help from the run game. You know, I mean, they only rushed for 79 yards this game. And like I said, he threw the ball 36 times, and he comes out and he does his thing, connects with Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson goes for over 100, and that defense just did what they've been doing all season long. The only difference is they had an offense that can keep them off the field, to keep drives going, and to keep them fresh in this particular game. And with them being able to do that, they were able to smother C.J. Stroud, and then on top of that, all the injuries that the Houston Texans have suffered throughout this game. They didn't have Schultz. They didn't have Dale. They end up losing Nico Collins in this particular game. They end up losing C.J. Stroud in this game. So this was just a rough day all the way around for the Houston Texans, man. I hope a lot of those guys get healthy and get ready because, like we talked about before, this is a team that's in playoff contention. You know, they're still there in the mix and can come away with possibly winning this division. So in order for them to do that, they're going to need their guys, man. They're going to need their guys to come out ready to play because we've seen what this team looks like without those guys. So good game for the New York Jets, man. They come out, the defense did what they did, and Zach Wilson, man, just playing free ball, you know, is really what got this team to really come out, be successful, and really just dominate this game, man. This was the type of game that they needed. So Jets win this one at home, 36.
Man, look at this, man. Look at my dog, man. Shout out to Zach Wilson in the Jets for free balling, man, getting dubs and stuff. Free balling, getting dubs and stuff, man.
Free balling, baby.
but not in all seriousness, and just like my dog said, there, Zach Wilson, that's exactly his mindset, man. Like, he got benched. He was, you know, there's only one way to feel about getting benched. There's only 2 or 3 ways, and normally you feel all of them. If you ever play sports long enough, you've been set down before. You go from angry to embarrassed to questioning yourself, questioning your ability. So there's a whole wide range of emotions to come with that. And we can see that because when they came back to him, he was scared to take the job back. He's like, man, shit, I don't know, man. Look, man, I don't even know. And then, just like my dog Chop said, he found that, like, okay, well, what's the worst that can happen? I can get benched. Okay, now I've been benched.
Who gives a damn? That's the last level. The last level is, man, who gives a damn?
Exactly. Hey, it is what it is, man. Like, it is what it is. So you do play with a newfound sense of freedom, and I think that's exactly what my dog was trying to say. He's playing with like a newfound sense of kind of freedom. He's seen the worst, he's, you know, to a certain extent, he's seen that other side now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a boxer that's got knocked down for his first time, or maybe he took his first loss. Well, you know what, bro? You can get back in the ring. You know what I mean? And so that's exactly what kind of happened. And that's what we saw. Like you said, 27, 36, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And this was for the first time, or one of the few times, this is some of these throws that he made, man. And it's not always technically perfect. I'm talking about dropping back, kind of backing up, I'm fading towards the left sideline, and boom, I put 30 yards on a rope to Garrett Wilson on the right sideline, right where he could throw it right above his helmet in between 3 defenders. Like, those are the type of throws that had me thinking, okay, this he could be a guy. He could be a special guy. You know what I'm saying? He really does have a tight whip delivery, and he's got juice. He's got steam on his passes as well. And so we started to see some of that in this game, and even last week a touch or two as well. And then, man, Garrett Wilson, man. And I know you just gave the stats. This is a guy, and this is why, to start the season, assuming Aaron Rodgers is going to be here, I had him picked to be the triple. I thought he was going to be the Triple Crown winner, and I'm still not disappointed. 9 for 108 with Zach Wilson, and he's found a way to be productive with the poor and terrible quarterback play. Now, not overly so, but there's nothing if he doesn't get 100 yards, it's because they just flat out just couldn't get him the ball. Like he's a guy, dog. I can't watching Garrett Wilson
QB,
like,
the same QB play that got him that rookie of the year, man. He is a guy. You're right.
He is a guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's a guy, dog. And I'm talking about in a league that has Tyreek, in a league that has AJ Brown, in a league that has CD Lamb. You know what I'm saying? We know all the guys at the top in a league that has a Justin Jefferson and a Jamar Chase. Garrett Wilson is ready to somebody's getting knocked out. Somebody's spot getting took. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, bro, when I watching Garrett Wilson play, dog, I'm telling you, like, man, I think he's gonna disrupt that. He's gonna disrupt these rankings, bro, or at least for me. Like somebody's gonna get left looking in. Somebody's gonna get left looking inside.
So does he disrupt the rankings, or does he add a spot? Does it expand? Because it's not technically a number that can be within that range.
No, okay, well, no,
it's large or small, you know.
No, okay, that's a good point. So he's gonna join the tier, but then you know what I'm saying. If we still assigning seats, somebody gonna move a little. Somebody got to move back. Like you know what I'm saying. Like that time is coming for Garrett Wilson. You know what I'm saying. Like I really think this like. Boy's he's gonna be a guy, man. So just want to shout him out, but just like you said, man, big win for the Jets. This game started super slow. Did nobody? It was 0-0 in the first half of this game, if I remember right. Before we finally get the scoring and everything picks up. Randall Cobb,
0-0.
Yeah, Randall Cobb, I think had a touchdown in this game. One of the out of all those Aaron Rodgers signings not Aaron Rodgers. He's not the GM of the Jets. Out of all those poor signings from Rodgers' old friends from the Packers, the Randall Cobb signing might have been the worst one, and they find a way to get him in the end zone in this game as well. So, like I said, he gets one more day in the sun. But other than that, man, great win for those Jets. If you're the Texans, speedy recovery to C.J. Stroud, man. He's in the protocol. I'm not sure if they've announced whether or not. I mean, it's probably too soon. Hopefully, he's able to make it back without much issue. And then, like I said, they're already down Tank Dell, one of their young stars. But hopefully, they get the rest of that squad. They're starting to get beat up a little bit on the injury side. And so hopefully, those guys heal quickly and they can finish this season with a chance to make the playoffs still.
I'm so happy you came out and said those poor Aaron Rodgers signings, Willie J. Your boy, because your boy was 100% healthy in this game. Allen Lazard was 100% healthy. That boy ain't have not a catch.
Hey, I tell you what. I'm a little good.
Yeah, because
I can't. He ain't got nothing to defend either, though. Yeah, even though I was gonna say I could have said something, I was like, yeah, it still ain't a good position to defend, but yeah.
I got you. All good with DJ. All right, man. We're about halfway through the show here. It's 8:05. Of course, we're going to come on the second half of the show. We got some more games for you, man. Some more exciting games. We're going to jump into that. Got some performance of the week. And we're going to preview the Thursday night game and the Saturday games. All right? Saturday games this week. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a quick break, man. We'll be right back.
For sure.
Today's episode of Let the Film Speak, hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's Chop and your main man, Willie Jack. Yeah, feel me. Also brought to you by the three amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the three amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. That's three the hard way. That's a 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say it at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's three amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got to tap in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in. Just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, three amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man. Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool I sit on the couch? For sure. Y'all got some cold to drink? Oh, man, my man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. Ain't it, Chop? Come in, sit down, get comfortable. Get a cool adult beverage and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, that's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool, man. My homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend's friend to bring his partner too. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tap in with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program. All right.
Hey, man. Well, hey, man. Might as well we're going to kick off the second half of this show, man. We're going to talk about my dogs, man. We're going to talk about my dogs. We had the Rams. The Rams go to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, and the Ravens pull it out on us. Pull this W out on us on a walk-off punt return touchdown in overtime, man, to win this one 37-31, man. Let me talk about this game. First and foremost, good performance by the Ravens, man. Good performance by the Ravens. But I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you, and see if anybody had the ability to critique Sean McVay, this will be the things you can critique him on. Okay, in terms of him being able to scheme up an offense, put players in their best position to succeed, will the team, and do all those different things. Sean McVay is the man. You know what I'm saying? He can do that with the best of them. But if there's one aspect that I see, and I've seen a few different times, it's not super consistent. It doesn't happen every game, but I've seen a few times that we need to work on is this. And it's those crucial mistakes in certain areas. Now, a lot of people may view these as small mistakes, but these are things that really count when you're talking about a good team. Okay. We had an opportunity in the fourth quarter to score. Okay. Opportunity to score. And I think it was like a second down, and they failed to get the play in when we were driving down the field, and we had to use our timeout. Using the last timeout, which put us a little bit outside of the 20-yard line with only a few seconds left. I think that eliminated our chances to get a touchdown to go ahead in this game versus tying the game before going into overtime. We drive all the way down the field, but because we couldn't get a play in, we couldn't get the play in time, we got to call a timeout there so we don't get a loss of yards. And then now, instead of us having a chance to try to go over the middle of the field and use the entire field around like the 25-yard line, now we're stuck trying to take every chance that we got into the end zone. And what does that equal a lot of times? Incomplete passes. Back-to-back incomplete passes. Now we got to kick a field goal and we go over overtime. Another instance, an overtime mistake. The Ravens get the ball first, right? The Ravens
yes, they do.
First. We stop them, give them a 3 and out. 3 and out, we get the ball back. On a third down, a delay of game. We cannot have that. And you can visibly see Matthew Stafford frustrated because Matthew Stafford is playing some ball now. I don't know if everybody been paying attention. Matthew Stafford is balling, but he's visibly frustrated because he's not getting everything in on time. They trying to call the plays, and we get a delayed game, which makes things tougher on us. Then, of course, that happens. We have to punt the ball, and then everybody knows the rest of the story when it comes to that. Punt the ball, they return it for a touchdown. Baltimore Ravens win this game. But ultimately, this is also the reason why I feel like you still got to give them his credit for us to be able to compete in this game. We're talking about Ravens, man. They're top 2 defense in the league, a legit defense. And we're able to come out and put 31 points up on them in the 4-quarter game and find ways to connect and make things happen for our guys. And if y'all was also paying attention, I called it. My boy Cooper Kupp, man. Cooper Kupp, I told y'all this was the game.
Yeah, you did.
It was a little bit too much slander going on. People was telling me, what was going on. And Stafford and Kupp had to get that connection going. And that's another reason I want to talk about Matthew Stafford, man, because Matthew Stafford is playing some really good ball. And I had it in my mindset, Willie Jack. I was coming for you today, man. I was coming for you. I was about to start talking about Matthew Stafford's play and how he is above certain players. I ain't gonna say their names because me and you I can feel it in the air. You know what I'm saying?
How are you trying to go there now? No, don't go too high.
I was gonna say it's a guy in the MVP conversation right now, but I ain't gonna touch on it. I ain't gonna touch on it.
Oh, boy, you wildin'.
Yeah. Hey, but either way, all I'm saying is I still got to give kudos to the performance in this particular game. I like what I see, and I really like our chances of these last 4 games making our way into those playoffs, to make one of those last seeds. But ultimately, though, I can't take nothing away from the Ravens. The Ravens came out balling, man. Lamar Jackson showed me a lot. He made a lot of key passes and key situations, and that was what I wanted to always see from him. In the fourth quarter when he needed that drive, to give them the go-ahead touchdown. He came down and did what he needed to do. And he connected on the touchdown and then also made a beautiful throw for the 2-point conversion as well to put them up 3 in this game. I really like what Lamar was able to do in this game. He also rushed the ball very well, 11 for 70. And I called Aaron Donald. I was trying to get him a sack, man. He just could not get him, man. I watched over and over.
He got close a couple times, yeah.
Aaron Donald being right there. He even had him in his grasp a couple times. Lamar Jackson spinning around, ends up completing the pass, man. Hey, I got to give Lamar Jackson his props, man. The boy was doing his thing that game, Good game for them, and the Ravens take care of business, man. They win this game 37-31 in the thriller.
No, yeah, and I'll tell you the biggest surprise for me in this game, and one of the things we talked about Sunday in this game, I didn't expect y'all to run the ball as well as you did. Kyron Williams was a man in this game, 25 for 114, and boy, he caught a couple bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like he got a couple boys' chests. You know what I'm saying? And so
that dual run scheme, I tried to tell y'all, man, that dual run scheme.
No, I'm telling you, it definitely did, man, look good because it's a different type of back, or it's a different type of production, man. When you go to Baltimore in December and produce and run the ball the way y'all did, man, with that type of physicality, it was very impressive to watch. You almost did call him for Cup. I think you called him for 10 for 130 and 2 touchdowns against 8 for 115.
If we'd have got the other touchdown, we would have been good.
He'd have been good. This is the part that upset me about y'all as well. So I'm watching the game. There's definitely the time management stuff for sure. When y'all had to call that damn timeout, that one set me off too, because I had picked Baltimore to win the game as far as to pick them, but anytime the Purple Birds can lose, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, go ahead, man, do y'all thing, man, hold on to it, do your thing. You know what I mean? Like you get the safety on the bad snap, you go up. What's that make it 22-20? I think y'all got that safety off that bad snap with Lamar to just get out the end zone. And then I'm trying to remember if y'all scored again on that next possession, but it was looking like, okay, man, Rams might really do it. Y'all might, you know what I'm saying? And then, but kudos to Lamar, just like you said, man. Found a way to get the ball to the playmakers. OBJ gashes y'all for 2 big catches in this one, man.
Yeah,
and really on that first one where OBJ, he either turned over the wrong shoulder or maybe Lamar threw it to the outside.
He did it twice, bro. He did that twice. The second one was a touchdown.
The second one was a touchdown. That's the thing. Exactly. The second was a touchdown. If he catches that first one clean, he could probably take it up the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could have been a score. And so they're you know what I'm saying, ball placement, or maybe they're not on the same page there. He catch that and stumbles down. And just like you said, I was gonna say it happens again, but this time he falls down at the 2-yard line. And so he's able to just kind of roll or fall into the end zone, but before he gets touched for the touchdown. And then Zay Flowers, man. That last drive, that last touchdown, and then coming right back to him. Zay Flowers caught that last touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And then the biggest thing for me, the Lamar's mobility in this game, outside of just the running for 70 yards, he bought so much time in the pocket, bro. He bought so much time. Like that Zay Flowers touchdown, bro. He held the ball for over 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Or I didn't clock it. I don't know if I seen it, but it felt like he had the ball forever. You know what I'm saying? And then found him and put it on him. You know what I'm saying? And then even the 2-point conversion as well, it wasn't clean. You know what I'm saying? He had to drop, he had to move a little bit, and then boom. Put it right, you know what I'm saying? Put it right on him for that play as well. So definitely a big play there. Another broken coverage by y'all. Isaiah Likely's touchdown. It was like the 50 yards, something like that, up the left sideline, and he's running by himself. You know what I'm saying? So that's 3 coverage busts that led to 2 touchdowns. The touchdown by Likely, the touchdown by OBJ, and then the other one that could have been a touchdown if OBJ turns over the right shoulder, you know what I'm saying, or if the ball placement is right. But those are the things that stood out to me as reasons why y'all lost the game, especially when you're playing a better team on the road in their house. You can't, man. That's leaving air in that coffin. When people say put the nail in the coffin, like that's giving. You can't give a good team hope. You know what I'm saying? You can't give a bad team hope, let alone a good team. And those moments were there. And then other things, and you didn't say it, so I'm gonna say it for you. I thought there was a clear and obvious block in the back on that punt return. I really, I don't know. Did you see the rewind? I thought I saw it live. I thought there was a clear and obvious block in the back. I'm talking about right from the outset. Right when he touches the ball, he may have took 2 steps, block in the back. I thought there's 2 key blocks. One where a Ravens player ran by or kind of just shielded a guy, he put his hands up and ran by him. But behind that guy, there was another guy getting blocked, and I thought he got shoved in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like I really did. I expected that punt to come back the whole time. I'm like, oh, it's coming back. Hey man, shout out to my dog, man, Josh Nichols in the building. Brother, what's going on? That's my Steelers brother right there. I thought it was a clear and obvious block in the back right out the gate. And so I was waiting to see the flag. And then there's no flag. Tyler Wallace is dancing in the end zone at the 74 yards. I'm like, oh damn, they really. So that's it. And so I don't know what your thoughts was, bro. But I thought there was a clear.
I ain't gonna lie, Willie Jack. Honestly, I missed it because I was so pissed because it was poor tackling. Like it was poor tackling. Like the guy had him wrapped up, and he just shakes him off. He slides down his leg, and then that's what starts to kick it off. That was once he broke that first tackle, it was like, okay, this could get dangerous. It's getting dangerous. Oh, this is dangerous. You know what I mean? Like once he broke those tackles, that's what I was kind of upset about because he had a clear shot. You got to make that tackle, man. You have to be able to make that tackle. And I end up seeing or hearing that right now, if there's one thing that's bad about the Rams right now, it's our special teams. We have the worst special teams in the league in terms of punt returns and things like that as of right now. So that's the one part or one area that we're really struggling in. So yeah, I saw bad tackling. I missed the block. I don't want to go back and watch it because I think I'm gonna get upset. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna even watch it. I'm just gonna chunk it up as a loss, Willie Jack. But I believe you though.
Yeah. No, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's probably gonna piss y'all. I'll tell you that right now. It's probably gonna piss y'all. And you can't miss it. It happens like 4 yards to the right of the return. He catches the return and the guy gets shoved down 4 yards to his right. So if you see the ball, if you see him field the punt, I don't know how you didn't see the Rams player go flying and fall on his stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how they missed it, bro. I thought it was clear and obvious, but you know what I'm saying? I may be tripping, man. But hold on, real quick before we get out of there, man. We had a couple more of the members jump in the building, man. Our dog, man. I shot him out a minute ago. My Steelers brother, Josh niggas in the building, man. What's the word, big dog? And then, man, baby sis fell in the building as well. She said, "What's going on?" She better late than never. She know how we get down, man. Just like church. You know what I'm saying? It's better catch the end before you don't catch none at all. So hey, pass. You know what I'm saying? We gonna pass the plate around. Like, share, subscribe, do your thing. We appreciate you as always.
Gotta know that. All right, Willie Jack, let's keep on pushing, man. Let's get out of that game, man. Let's go to the toilet bowl of the week, baby. Man. We have the Minnesota Vikings go to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders, and the Vikings win this one with a whopping 3-0, man. 3-0. Willie Jack, talk to me about this one, man. If you got some much to say,
man. I'll tell you what, man. Talk about tough football to watch, and I'm all here. I'm here for defensive ball games and all this stuff, but I want to see good football being played in a defensively stout game. That's one thing, but I don't feel like we got that, man. I feel like we got we just got inept offenses duking it out. Man, bigger Josh, man. That bubble is burst. You know what I'm saying? Like that time has came and went. 10 for 23, 63 yards. He got sacked 5 times in this game before he ends up getting benched. Ooh. They bring in Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins finishes a little cleaner, 9 for 13, 83 yards. Like I said, Justin Jefferson makes his return, leaves again. He has a chest injury. He only has 2 catches in this game before he leaves again. I did want to shout out, man, Ricky Ivan Pace. And I remember watching this kid. He's an inside linebacker from Cincinnati. He was a little undersized. Like I said, goes undrafted. And this thing for me, because I wasn't overly impressed with the linebacker class in this group. And so I think he was a guy, if he wasn't like my number 5, he maybe was right off my list, but he was a guy I liked. He balled. 13 tackles, had a sack, had an interception, forced a fumble or a tackle for loss in this game as well. All over the field. Undrafted guy, like I said, he's like 5'10", 230, so undersized, undrafted guy. And then on the other side for the Raiders, Aiden O'Connell goes 21 for 32, 170 yards, does throw an interception. They can't really get much going. Josh Jacobs in that ground game struggled, 13 carries, 34 yards. Max Crosby balling. Max Crosby playing his ass off, man. For it's not maybe the team's not winning or producing, but 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. He had 10 tackles in the game total. Playing rush in. I mean, so he's putting in the work, man. And unfortunately, they're not getting the W's. But on the other side of it, man, tough, hard-fought loss for these Raiders. But now you got to beg the question: is it time to bring Jimmy G back? I mean, I know it wasn't pretty when he was here. There was a lot of issues and problems there. But you made your point, Antonio Pierce. We're turning over a new leaf. We're, you know what I'm saying, whoop-de-whoop. We're getting back to feeding Josh Jacobs. We're getting back to, you know what I'm saying, playing through this defense. We're benching Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? You'd have made that point now, because I have a hard time thinking that Jimmy G plays all these 4 quarters and doesn't score 6 points. I just, you know what I'm saying? So is it time to make that move and bring Jimmy G back, man, is the question I have after this game. But no, tough, hard fought win for the Vikings, man. As ugly as it is, you leave with a W. Everybody had to play in the mud, but only one person got to leave and go home, you know what I'm saying, with the win, and the Vikings found a way to do that. I think the Vikings have announced that Dobbs is going to be benched for this next game. They are going to go back to Nick Mullins to start this next game. and we'll see how that goes or how that plays out. Because like I said, the Vikings are still in contention in that division, and of course in the playoffs as well. And so, they're still trying to regain their spark. But yeah, if you're the Raiders, man, it might be time to go ahead and dust Jimmy back off the shelf, man, and let him get in there and see what's up.
Yeah, and speaking of those injuries, Willie Jack, just to let you know, of course, Nick Mullins, I think they have, like you said, I'm agreeing with you there. Nick Mullins is going to be the starter. Justin Jefferson is expected to be back and play in this game as well. So, fortunate for him, the chest injury wasn't anything super serious. They were worried that it was something internal or it could be something internal. Luckily, it wasn't. So it looked like he's going to be back. Josh Jacobs did get a little banged up in this game, so they're not sure if he's going to be able to play this coming week for his game. So that's one thing there. And then lastly, the Jimmy G thing. There are talks right now in terms of Jimmy G possibly being a starter. They haven't made a decision yet, but it is up in the air. So I would expect, Willie Jack, just being honest, that Jimmy G is going to return as the starter of this team. I understand what the issue was in the earlier in the season and why they decided to go with Aiden O'Connell, and why he gave a little bit of a flash, but I think it's about that time too, Willie Jack. I'm there with you. I think they need that, and to see where they go the rest of the season. They can still lean on Josh Jacobs, but allow Jimmy G to do what Jimmy G does best. And hopefully Antonio Pierce can help steer that team in the right direction, because believe it or not, and most people don't want to admit it, the Raiders got some solid defensive pieces. They've been able to do certain things, to certain teams that we didn't expect. Going into the season, you'd be like, all right, the Raiders probably going to be a team that's going to give up a few different points, but the Raiders defense has been solid, with some of the guys that they have in Amik Robinson, of course, Max Crosby, and some of those guys, they've been showing up and doing the thing. So I like what they have there. But on the other side of that, this is where you'll continue to give credit to Brian Flores, man. And every chance I get, I'm gonna shout his name, because he's doing a tremendous job. This was one of the worst defenses in the league last year. If they wasn't 32nd, they was 31st last year in terms of their defense.
It wasn't pretty.
And to go out and pitch a shutout. If before this game, if y'all said, man, the Vikings only scoring 3 points this game, everybody that I knew and that I would talk to that watched football would say, oh, they lost this game. There ain't no way they winning this one. But no, they did. They come out, they win this game. They give up 0 points. 0 points to the Raiders. They get after the quarterback as well. Aiden O'Connell in this game sacked 4 times through an interception, and they had a total of 5 QB hits as well. So the Minnesota Vikings were doing what they normally do, and the Raiders didn't have an answer for it. You know what I'm saying? So not to stay too long on this game, man, but the Minnesota Vikings, they taking care of business. As long as they keep on winning, man, they're gonna stay having the chance to make it into the playoffs. So as of right now, they still rolling. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and look at this for the NFC side and see where they're standing. So yeah, right now the Minnesota Vikings they have the 6th seed. They have the 6th seed. Right behind them at 6 and 7 is the Green Bay Packers. And then right behind them we have the Rams, Seahawks, Atlanta Falcons, and New Orleans Saints, all at 6 and 7 right now. So hey, it's gonna be a tough matchup in these last 4 games on both sides, AFC and NFC.
Because and that's what I was gonna say.
No,
not to say that, like, the AFC's got like 6 teams at 7 and 6, and I guess the NFC has like 6 teams at 6 and 7.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's muddy in the middle for both conferences for sure.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for sure. Tough for sure.
Come
on to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Seattle Seahawks. They go to San Francisco to take on the 49ers, man, and the 49ers win this game at home 28-16. They roll as we thought they would have in this particular game, and it showed. And it turned out, Willie Jack, and me and you stayed on, and we were watching a few of these. Well, I don't know if this game might not have been on yet, but we did find out that Geno Smith was questionable, even though when you looked it up, Willie Jack, it didn't show anything.
Man, Bleacher Report didn't have him listed at all. Yeah.
And Drew Lock ended up starting in this game. So Drew Lock was a starting quarterback in this game, so they didn't have their main starter. And yeah, man, it looked like that. He came out, and one thing about Drew Lock, he's gonna fire that ball. So he did give 2 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 interceptions. So he didn't have the best game. They turned the ball over those 2 times, but the 49ers just kept doing what they've been doing the last few games, man. They just rolling. Man, the run game was working out the gate. I think Christian McCaffrey ran for 72. Didn't score, man. You saw
man,
that piano.
be pissing me off, dog.
Hey,
Let my
man.
dog finish it out, man.
Listen, man, that piano got on his back. The boy was tired, man. The boy was rolling. Then all of a sudden, man, you see him kind of straining and struggling.
Boy.
He was, yeah. Hey, but shout out to Brandon Ayuk, man. Brandon Ayuk was trying to do everything he can in his power to get Christian McCaffrey in the end zone. He gets tackled. The boy was gassed. And then they bring in not even the backup because it wasn't Elijah Mitchell, but they bring in Jordan Mason. Mason comes in. He gets the carry for that touchdown. And Christian McCaffrey wasn't mad about it. He wasn't mad. He came out. He was the first guy out there to give him dap and let everybody know, hey, man, we here. And we getting ready to show y'all what we about. But ultimately, he finishes this game tough. Only 16 carries, but 145 yards, man. Ooh. 145. You know what I'm saying? Only one catch this game, but he ain't need no catches because he got all this work on the ground. And that's part of the reason why I feel like if anybody deserves the MVP from the San Francisco 49ers team, it's him. It's Christian McCaffrey. It's throughout the season, it's only 2 games that he didn't score a touchdown. And in both of those games, over 140 yards from scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? So if he ain't scoring, don't worry about it. Give me the rock. I'm going to get us in position to score for sure. You know what I'm saying? So Christian McCaffrey had another big game. Deebo Samuel showing up again, showing why he is, a true difference maker in this offense. And they just got everything rolling. And when this team has everything rolling, they are very, very hard to stop. And they showed it against the Seahawks. On the other side of it, looked like the Seahawks just got took out of that game instantly. And we saw that with the reaction of DK Metcalf and that play with him and Fred Warner. You know what I'm saying? Him and Fred Warner got into it a little bit, hit each other a couple of times. And, you see DK Metcalf after starting off this game pretty good, him getting a touchdown. And even though Willie Jack was asking for it, it looked like he was going to come out and try to, make be a real difference maker in this game. He comes out, he gets kicked out, grabs Fred Warner by the face mask. And they just, from there, things just start to slowly go downhill. And while the San Francisco 49ers were rolling like they would on machine, I said they was, the Seattle Seahawks were just kind of too many mistakes and falling apart in this game and couldn't keep up. So 49ers get a big win at home against a divisional matchup. And now they're in firm position, man, prime position to get that number 1 seed in the NFC now with what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, 49ers win this one 28-16 at home in a good win.
No, man, and perfect time, man. Shout out to our dog, man. OJ Dubs in the building, man. That's Big Juice, man, from CNU. Big Juice, man. He in the building, man. Definitely, he's a Seattle Seahawks fan, man. So he right at time, big dog. But no, honestly, and Locke does get the kind of late announced starting this game. But I thought, he does throw 2 interceptions, but they were competitive. Like the score's a little spread out, but this was a competitive game for the most part. The Niners come out, you get that 70-yard run by C-Mac. Jordan Mason punches it in like my dog. Seahawks come right back down the field and answer that score. So they didn't, they stood up in that moment. I think halftime this game is – no, this is where the game kind of where the Niners did separate a little bit because they get that 2-for-1 that you always hear about. They get the last possession of the second quarter, you get a touchdown, and then you're the team that gets the ball to start the second half, and you get that second touchdown. And so that kind of gave them a little bit of a buffer. And then the Seahawks, they still they score again themselves to kind of tighten it up. So it's 16-21 going into the fourth quarter. And then, of course, I think the scrapper, the after that second interception is where what ended up happening. Fred Warner it's the interception. Fred Warner runs and gets a lick on DK. DK gets up, retaliates, goes to get his lick back, and grabbing the face mask and doing all this stuff, all the extras. And this is the thing as well, where it's no secret with DK, and he's like embraced it as he's an idiot. I can't, because he's embraced, like he's came out and said like, well, I'm not changing the way I play. So now you've like painted a target on your own back. Kyle Shanahan is almost the reverse of Bounty Gate. Instead of whoever can kill the quarterback gets the bonus, it's like, nah, who can get DK Metcalf kicked out this game? I got something for you. Like that's the talk around the locker room for the Niners, because there's like DK Metcalf wrote that book on himself. You know what I'm saying? And so Fred Warner happened to be that guy, and I'm sure Kyle Shanahan gonna tighten him up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that may be. So it's gonna be a special Christmas gift, but whatever. But you can't continue to hurt the team. You know what I'm saying? Because now, not only it's a costly penalty after an interception anyway, now to get another 15 yards, and now we lose your big ass for the rest of the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the first touchdown catch he made, I'm assuming it was an intentional back shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Because he jumps and turns around and catches the ball on the left front pylon, right behind the back of the. You know what I'm saying? A great catch. You know what I'm saying? And so I had called him out for a few weeks, and then we see the impact that he can have. Now he only has 2 catches in this game, and one of them being that touchdown I just talked about. But you can't. You got to grow up. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing about it. He's been in the league long enough. He's got paid. He's a second contract guy. Grow up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know your big ass is big. You know, he's a big guy that wants to remind everybody that he's big. Like, man, chill your ass out, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, play ball and keep yourself in this game, and then who knows how it shakes out. But all told, man, other than that, I think you summed up the game pretty good. Brock Purdy's balling, bro. You got to give him his credit. 19 for 27, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns in this game. I thought he was going to have a big day. I thought he would have 4 scores. He only has 2 scores in this one. C-Mac taking the 70 to the doorstep of the end zone to start the game definitely helps. He does throw an interception. Nick Bosa had a day in this one. He has a sack and a half. Kittle got busy as well. He had a touchdown. So all the stars showed up to play. Brandon Ayuk went 126 on only 6 catches. Didn't get a touchdown in this game though. But now Debo definitely, especially since coming back from the injury, playing his ass off, man. 7 for 149 in the touchdown. Has another goal line rushing touchdown in this game as well, and just playing excellent football. And you know what it reminds me of, man? It reminds me when you had the unmitigated gall. Chop told me that Ray McDonald was going to fill in for Debo Samuels when he got hurt, and they weren't going to miss a beat. You thought I forgot? I've been waiting to remind you about that one. I said, Ray McDonald? Man, listen, Willie, he can. No, bro. Hell no. To the no. Debo reminding y'all boys that hey, he's still one of them ones now. He got to get his money a different way, but he's still cashing out. You know what I'm saying? And so Debo's been playing great, man, since he's been back, and he really has been the catalyst that's really got them back in their groove from that 3-game skid that seems like distant memory. Now that 3-game skid feels like last season. Because, like, Debo's back, and, bro, they just jump right back into form and start rolling, man. So that Niners team is definitely looking.
You said when Debo came back?
Hey, man, since he been back, man, they out there doing what they got to do, man. Debo, Trent Williams as well was a little injured and banged up, but no, they playing great ball. They playing great ball, and so, yeah, the Niners are, man, definitely looking like the probably the scariest team in the league, man. And the Cowboys are playing great, but the Niners are scary.
So you saying Debo is more valuable than Brock Purdy is what you're saying?
No, I ain't saying that because if Sam Darnold was starting in place Brock Purdy, I don't think they'd be 10-3 looking at the number 1 seed right now.
No, I would agree. I'd agree with that. I'd agree. For sure. What you got?
Okay, I was reading the comment that I can't put it on the board, man. Our dog, man, Big Juice in the building. OJ does. He said there's gonna be. I think he's probably commenting on when we were talking about the 6 and 7 teams, and I didn't see it in time, man. But he said it's like there's a possibility that there's 2 teams in the playoffs with losing records in the NFC, and that's nuts. Cause the only time I can think of it, well, recently, remember we had the Saints that year, or no, it was the Seahawks. It was his Seahawks, matter of fact, the year they beat the Saints because they won the division at like 7-9, and so the Saints won like 11 games that year, but they were the 5 seed. They lost the division, so the Saints had to go on the road as like an 11 or 12 win team. It was something crazy like that. If they go on the road to the 7-9 Seahawks, and that's what Beastquake happened when Beast Mode ran through 12 tackles for 80 yards and they win that game. So I think that was the last time we had a losing record team in the playoffs. And so this year, the way the NFC looks is a possibility that maybe there's 2 teams, except it'll probably be the wild card. But it's possible between like the NFC North, let's say if the Vikings or the Packers find a way to get in, you know what I'm saying, or something. So that's possible. I hope we don't, because that's just ugly. That's just ugly football. I don't want to see, you know what I'm saying, a 7-10 or 8 whatever the record had to be. I don't want to see 2 of those, let alone 1 of those, but it's definitely possible.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, man. I'm gonna kick this one over with you, man, because this was Willie Jack's game of the week. We had the Buffalo Bills go on the road to see the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills end up winning this game 20-17. Willie Jack, talk to me, dog.
Look here, man. Let's get right to it, man. Before we even get into the game,
let's get right to it, bro.
Let's get right to it. I'm not gonna spare you, Patrick McPatty Cakes Mahomes, man. I'm not gonna spare you for whining like you did on national television. And this thing too, when he was like going crazy on the sideline, I'm talking about slamming his helmet, he had to be held back and restrained. I thought maybe he was trying to get at Kadarius Toney. I need my fade, and I can't wait to the locker room, man. You had to run mine right now on the sideline. I thought that's what it was. They holding him back from the referee. I'm like, from the referee. Then they catch audio in the handshake after the game. He runs up, daps up Big Josh, and he's bitching about a call. Man, I can't believe they called offsides, bro. Like, man, what you want Josh to say? Man, yeah, damn, that's crazy, bro. They should have let Travis Kelce throw that throwback pass for the. What am I supposed to say? Man, I'd have probably mushed him, but man, get out my damn. Yeah. And then he goes to the press conference. He'd had time to shower, cool off, put his good clothes on, put his smell good on. And he's talking about, man, how you gonna throw them flags like that and take away greatness? Take away greatness? The boy was 2 yards offsides, dog. What you want us to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, the boy was a full yard and a half offsides. And this is the thing that pissed me off because, well, Patty, you've been too far on the other side of some of these style of calls that you can't complain about that one, bro.
Yeah.
Why'd they call that little ticky-tack foul in the playoffs? Why'd they get the little ticky-tack baby grab on Bradbury on Juju's whip route that went up the sideline that gave y'all the touchdown for one because it puts it on the 1 yard line, and then also y'all got to bleed the clock so that Jalen and those guys don't even have time to try to go down and rebuttal. You know, maybe we should have called that ticky-tack foul because, man, how you gonna call that and steal from the game? You know what I'm saying? Don't let that flag determine the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what are you saying? Like, don't pick and choose. You've had your days in the sun. You've had some bad calls too. The MVS call, the no call, dude jumps on MVS's back in the Packers game. We saw it. I also saw you get a freebie on the sideline 2 plays before that. I saw you get a free on the late hit that wasn't late hit or an out of bounds hit. I saw you get the freebie on the MVS catch that stopped the clock and gave you the chance to even throw that deep pass to MVS because the clock stopped now. So, bro, you get more of these than you give. You know what I'm saying? And I can't believe, like, it really, that's not the market for, I don't know, bro. I don't want to say it's not the market for champion because Tom Brady's a baby as well. Tom Brady whines and cry with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But, man, I was super disappointed, man. I appreciate because Patty, up until this point, he normally kind of takes that stuff on the chin. Like the MVS stuff, he didn't come out talking about that. He normally, more times than not, he normally just kind of takes them on the chin. We got to do what we got to do. But we can see now this is the first time where, like, his frustrations have finally boiled over and he lost it. And you know what this makes me think of? Patrick Mahomes, for the first time, he feels like Josh Allen. Man, damn, what else I got to do? What else I got to do to win? What you need me to do, dog? I got to throw 6 touchdowns every time? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like he's a great player on a mediocre offense. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, it's just tough sledding. It's uphill work being done. And then, damn, you seeing like you find a way to get it done. Travis Kelce, you know what I'm saying, makes a Hall of Fame style replay play. You know what I'm saying? I think Patrick said, man, I hope they still run that play when it's time for Travis going in the Hall of Fame. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, because it was an awesome on-the-spot play by Kelce. But, dog, man, I mean, it's for the first time, maybe he's not getting every break. He's still getting some breaks. He's not getting all of them, and it kind of boiled over for him. But getting into the game, big win for the Bills. Like I said, Bills been in playoff mode for 3 weeks now. So they got to have it. You know what I mean? They come out to start this game pretty hot. I think they get two quick scores before I think this game starts off 14-0 if I'm not mistaken. I think it starts off 14-0. They come out. James Cook was made several splash plays, namely in the first half of this game for sure. I know he caught the seam route, the seam touchdown for like 35 yards or so. I think he also got a traditional rushing touchdown as well. In this game. No, I'm sure I got his stats. Yeah, 10 for 58. No, he only got the one touchdown. 10 for 58 rushing, 5 for 83 receiving, and that receiving touchdown. Josh got that rushing touchdown on the goal line. There's like a dog pile, and they drive in and get in the end zone. And so he goes 23 for 42 for 230, a touchdown. He does throw that interception there. Then, like I said, 10 carries and that other touchdown there. Stephon Diggs held in check in this game. 4 catches for 24 yards. I think he had 12 targets in this game. And so that Chiefs defense still showed up and showed up to play. Honestly, and especially in the second half where they kind of locked in after that early onslaught of the Bills. And then on the other side, man, for Patty, 25 for 43 to 271, 1 touchdown, 1 interception as well. Kelsey 6 for 83. Talk about a heads up play by Kelsey though. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like literally he catches, he's already looking. He sees, okay, I'm not going nowhere. I'm boxed in. There's 3 guys. He keeps his eyes up. Travis Kelsey was a quarterback when he went to University of Cincinnati before he got converted to tight end. He tells that story. He was a quarterback. And so dust old number 1 off. You know what I'm saying? And heads up play, throws it to Tony. And so what would have been a magical, spectacular play, of course, called back by the play we just talked about. But all said, man, my question is going to be, for one, can the Bills keep this up? They got another tough one coming up. Who do they play?
They got Dallas.
There we go. Ooh, man, can't wait to see that. Dallas is coming. So if the Bills are going to maintain this, like I said, it's do or die time for the Bills. They can't afford to drop. They can't afford to drop anything else. Nothing's going to be a given, and it's not, the road's not getting any easier with a red hot Dallas team coming to Dallas. And then if you're the Chiefs, are you going to lose? Do you lose this division to the Broncos? Because the Broncos are coming. The Broncos have won 5 in a row. They dropped that 1 to Houston. They get right back on that winning train the next week, and so they're still right there. Now they're only 1 game back, and so you know what I'm saying. That's one thing if I'm a Chiefs fan as well. Like, man, do we let Denver come and steal this division from us, man? Like, just how far down this well do we get? You know what I'm saying? And do we run out of time? And is it too late? But no, but still. Good game, exciting game, especially the way it ended. And so, no, man, I was very satisfied with my game of the week, man. Very satisfied to say the least.
I got you, Willie Jack. And I'm gonna do it in reverse order, Willie Jack. So since you brought me to the game, I'm gonna stay with the game, and then I'll touch on the call towards the end. But yeah, man, in this game, honestly, I thought it was gonna be more fireworks in this game. I thought this was gonna be more of a game where be a few more points. You know, these guys kind of duking it out against each other, and may the best man win. And it really just turned out to be, to me, better because we got to see good football on both sides of the football for both teams. We saw good defense. We saw good offense. These are the type of games where everything counts. You know what I'm saying? The team needs to show up. Your quarterback needs to be on point and show the high IQ. And every yard is going to be tough. You need to show discipline, and it's going to come down to who can make a play. And who gets the job done when it counts the most. And the Bills came out, they gained control in this game earlier, and they pretty much kept it all the way up until halftime. And right before halftime is where Josh Allen had their crucial interception.
Yeah.
That crucial interception. That's what kind of propels the Chiefs to get back in this game because they go down the field, they score a touchdown, and now it's a 57 game right before half. And you go into this half instead of it being a 14-0 game, or maybe they get a field goal or a touchdown on that drive.
Exactly right. Yeah.
21-0 or 17-0 game, it's a 14-7 game at that moment. And I believe Bills came down and still got a field goal, maybe before the half. I'm not sure.
No,
but either way,
7.5. Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, they allow points in their first half, which gives the Chiefs a little bit more momentum, and allows them to see their defense their offense on the field, and then try to figure out their defense, with that extra drive. And they did figure it out on that drive and get that touchdown. So that changed the momentum a little bit. And then in the second half of that game, it was more the same. It was more tough plays, and you just kind of find a way to get back in the game. And the Chiefs were able to do that, as I expected. I didn't expect the Chiefs or Pat Mahomes to go down the way that they looked like the game was getting ready to go up in the first half. And I didn't think that Josh Allen was going to be able to blow these guys out. So it ended up being a closer game like we thought. But the Bills just made a few more plays. They made a few more plays, and it was like 5 minutes. Now this wasn't, they didn't score on this particular drive, but in the last drive, before we get to the penalty, the last drive that the Bills had, I believe it was about 8-9 minutes on the clock, and they drained 5 minutes from the clock there to leave the Chiefs about 2 minutes, maybe a little bit under 2 minutes or so.
And then I think Josh Allen got sacked and knocked them out of field goal range, and then they had to punt it back. Yeah.
But see, even with that was important because they ran out a lot of clock, and they converted on crucial third downs. I think they converted 3 third downs on that particular drive. 2 of them they converted, and the 3, I think the last one was a penalty that they converted, and then the other one they got the sack, which pushed them back. But even with that happening, you can't have the mistake for sure. Especially you can't do that against Pat Mahomes, because you see what almost happened in this game, in that type of game. So you can't give him that type of chance. But it worked out because you don't leave as much time on the clock. So now they're operating with the 2-minute drill instead of their full offense and the full repertoire that they have to try to drive down the field. So that's what you get there. And like I said, the Bills just made a few more plays, and with them making those plays, that's what put them in position to come away with the W in this game. Now, let's get to this call, Willie Jack. And I like all of the points that you made, man. All of the points in terms of how it played out, Patrick Mahomes' behavior, because I did feel like there was a little bit of a little childish behavior, and what I took it as, this is just all his frustrations coming out. He's frustrated because that offense isn't performing to the level that he's used to. He's not performing to the level that he's used to, and there's just a lot of those different frustrations, and it all came out on that play because they've been trying to get it going, and then they somehow put together this immaculate play, off script like they normally do, and they score a touchdown, and then it ends up being called back. So that was just a lot of his frustrations. Of course, we expect him to be a little bit more professional than that. He's still a champion, and I give him that leeway. I'm gonna give him a leeway because he is a champion, because he hasn't shown this before, and yeah, man, it's frustrations. Things like this happen. You know what I mean? And I expect the Chiefs to bounce back from this. I expect this may not be their year this year. And we said, me and you both said that this year anyway, Willie Jack. I don't think
I thought they were gonna take a step back.
Or you, neither me or you expected them to even win this division. But right now they're still in first place in the division. They're still a game up on the Broncos. And I still expect them to win the division, especially with they were out of it anyway, but the Chargers and the Raiders, they're both out of it. I still expect them to win his division because I still don't fully or wholeheartedly trust the Broncos. But like I said, I just charge this to a little bit of the frustrations of this particular offense. But in terms of the call, it's a call. It was offsides. It was offsides. Point blank period. That's just what it was. And what happens a lot of is, and I ain't gonna lie and say I'm not guilty of this, in certain calls. But with this one, I made up my mind and said, look, I'm done playing both sides of the fence, because that's what people like to do. We play both sides of the fence, and Mahomes just got a little bit of taste of his own medicine, like you said, Willie Jack. So I like your point there. But in terms of both sides of the fence, most people say, all right, yeah, there was a pass interference, but you can't call it there. Or yeah, there was offsides by Kadarius Toney, but you can't call it there. Nah, well, you got to make up your mind. Is it a penalty or is it not? You know what I'm saying? And if it's a penalty, then yeah, it needs to be called. If it's not, then cool, we can roll with there. You know what I'm saying? So you got to play one side or the other, and when these situations happen, you got to be on one side or the other. It's either a penalty or it's not. And then one more point.
No, good. My fault.
No, you good. My last point in saying that is, if there's anything that needs to be changed in regard to that, because you see it, you know what I mean? Maybe the one thing you change is don't let the play go on. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the play go. If you see it right there, and I understand if the defense does it, the while the play continues to go, but if you see it on offense, it ain't gonna matter what's gonna happen. It ain't gonna change the spot of the penalty, where it's gonna come from. None of that. It doesn't matter what happens in this play. The defense, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
You just stop the play. If this comes down to a rule change, which it could be, because you're talking about the Andy Reid and the former Super Bowl champs and Chiefs, they're gonna make a big deal of it. So this could possibly be something that goes into the rules where it say, all right, are we gonna change the rule? But then on the other side of it too is, what if they don't complete that pass? What if the Bills get an interception? Can they decline that?
That's what I was gonna say. That's why I was gonna say that I don't want them to not let them play on, because just like you said, when the defense jumps outside, the offense gets a free play to see if they can score a touchdown.
Right.
And we see this time and time again, Aaron Rodgers was the king of that for a decade. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, get you to jump, I'm going up top. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Right.
in that same token, if that had been an interception, my thought is just like you. I don't want the play to stop. If the offense can still get a free before interception, then the defense, how many more advantages can we give the offenses, bro?
Right.
Because
Right.
if Buffalo would have intercepted the ball, then you damn right. I want them to be able to decline that offside. We'll take the ball, thank you. Y'all have a good one. You know what I'm saying? And so it's got to be. Let's leave it fair play. But here's because with me, because I definitely am one of those people where I hate to see a flag be determined the game or have too big of an impact on the game. So I understand that part of it, but this was flagrant, bro. If it's close, then yeah, I don't want the flags to ruin the game. If his tiptoe was on the line, or if his big toes over the line, let it ride. You know what I'm saying, bro? He was almost 6 inches.
The official couldn't see the ball because his helmet was right there.
Yeah, the official couldn't even see the ball. He don't know when the ball got snapped. He just sees people moving like, oh, they must have snapped it. You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, it wasn't even close. And so that's the point that's why I got on Patty the way I did, because like, bro, and this is the thing as well. In Patty's whole episode where he's whining, he doesn't even dispute the call. Man, yeah, it's a penalty, but man, why you gonna call it against us? Man, we made a great play after that. That's your argument, bro? That's your argument. Come on, dog. The argument was like, man, the play was so great after that, you gotta let that shit ride. Man, you out your mind, Patty Cakes. What are you saying, man? Hey, ZB in the building, man. You damn right, man. Better late than never, man. Somebody get that plate around the ZB, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for sure. Egregious. That's a good word, my dog, Big Chef, in the building, man. No, it was egregious, flagrant. And then you trying to run up on the referee. Boy, I wish the hell they would let you go. Because then what's gonna happen when you go run up on this referee? Like, Patty, what are you thinking, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel better about it if he's trying to get the KT on the sideline. If they hold him back for KT, but they was holding him back from the referee about what? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? And so that's how I feel about it, man. I'm all for letting the players play. I want players to decide games. I didn't want that flag on Bradbury and Juju in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want that flag. I want the players to play. I want Jalen Hurts to get the ball and see if he could finish his masterpiece that he had that game. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get that. Ticky-tack call or whatever you want to call it, they call it for you. You got a bowl off that, bro, or it helped you propel you to a bowl. You're on the other side of it now. And it was egregious. It was egregious, flagrant. You know what I'm saying? It was and so that's why, man, I can't give you any leeway on this one as bad as it was. Now, if it was, like I said, it could have been like one of those ticky-tack ones, like, man, his face mask is over the invisible line or something. Okay, now we tripping. What are we doing, man? Like, now that's bogus. But, man, hell no. That was a flag every time. That was a flag every time and twice on Sunday night, as we just saw. So I can't give him no slack on that one.
Absolutely. With you there, Willie Jack. With you there. You just got to play better, man. Got to play better. Got to do better, as my dog
Big Chef, y'all see him?
Big Chef says, man, he says he got to play better. All right.
And then hold on, OJ Dub said one as well, man, said no sideline check with the ref. And that was the topic of conversation as well, is that they were saying that he didn't even check with the ref. So everybody knows when you line up. And my dog's a corner. Chop. When you check with the ref in your alignment, yes? You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got no excuse, bro. What are you saying? And I saw that somebody in the stands had put up a video in which it kind of like KT runs to the line, he glances and does this, but then he looks right back. It wasn't a real check with the ref, honestly. It really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, huh? And then he just lines up. But yeah, no real check with the ref. And so yeah.
And Zach agrees with everything you said. I wish you'd have heard everything he said, Zach.
Yeah.
Zach the Mac, you missed the whole rant my dog Willie Jack had, man. He said exactly what you're saying right now.
Sure.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with everything as well. So I'm with y'all on that. No, all right, Willie Jack, we still got a few games left, man. We got to jump into these games.
Let's go ahead and pick it up too.
Because we still got a few games to preview too, man. So let's start off with the Los Angeles Chargers. Broncos go to Chargers. Broncos win that game on the road, 24-7. They take care of business. Willie Jack, what was your take on that one?
Just like you said, man, the Broncos defense, I'm telling you, 70 points might have been the best thing happened to that Broncos defense. I'm never going to let them forget it because you can't get 70 balled in professional football. Y'all professionals. You know what I'm saying? That's never going to go away. But that might have been just the right size foot they needed in their ass, boy, because they didn't really picked it up since that
The
point.
right size foot.
Sometimes
What? The right size foot that they needed in their ass.
sometimes you need a boost, man. Sometimes you need a boost. But that's just what they needed. That defense been playing. That defense has got progressively better since then. And now, and I don't know what the overall rankings are on that defense, but if we just look over the last 5 or 6 weeks, that defense feel like they playing top 10 defense ball.
Yeah,
bro.
they are,
or
dog.
top 8. I mean, they balling these last 5, 6 weeks. And
Look,
that's what it was, man.
they gave up, okay, so they gave up 7, then 22, but then they gave up 12, 20, 22, 9, 17, and of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they are 6-1 in the last 7 games. So they putting it together now.
And another thing we just seen too, and the good thing about defense travels. Defense travels everywhere they go. They go to LA and they all but shut out a Chargers team, and this is before Justin Herbert left that game. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't have much success before he ends up getting pulled for the finger. Then we get Easton Stick in this game as well. But now the defense is definitely leading the way. They had 6 sacks in this game. You know what I mean? And so they're getting after the quarterback. Your boy Surtain, he's doing he's got to do, man. He's locking up. Keenan Allen goes 6 for 68 in this game. Not all that wasn't Surtain, but you know he definitely does his part as well. But they're playing. They've got a formula in place. Let's play good defense. Let's play calm, collective offense. We'll capitalize when we can. We get relatively clean ball from Russ. He goes 21 for 33, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. He does throw a pick in this one, but like I said, but for the most part, like I said, it's just let's just keep us in range. Let the defense do what they got to do, and then when we'll get favorable field positions. We've got to just strike when we get our opportunities, and that's exactly what they're doing, man. And like I said, man, they are really in position to really steal this. I don't even know if steal is the right word, but the Chiefs can't be sleeping comfortably. I looked at the Chiefs' schedule before going forward. They got to see the Patriots on the road next. And 3-10 Patriots, all you want to. The Patriots defense is playing just as good as anybody, and so that's not. I'm not going to put anything past them. The way that defense is playing, the way the Chiefs offense is looking, and they also still got to see the Bengals. Even with JB Jr. on the other side, they still got to see the Bengals as well. So I'm gonna check and see what the Broncos' last 4 look like. But like I said, I don't think it's a give me for the Chiefs to finish out and win this division at all.
Absolutely, what you there, Woody Jack? What you there? And yeah, like you pretty much said, man. They still continue to play for the most part clean ball on offense, and their defense is really stepping up. We're starting to see more of that defense that we saw from last year that was really keeping them in a lot of the games that they were in, making those close games. I think they had I don't know if they had a record for like the most 1-score games lost, last season. But they had a lot of 1-score games they end up losing because their offense couldn't get the job done. But now with the addition of Sean Payton, which a lot of people were questioning, and especially in the beginning of the season when they had those losses, it's really starting to pay off now. He's really starting to put that imprint on his team, and show that, hey, man, I'm making a difference here. My defense, as long as my defense continues to ball, we're going to put up enough points to get the job done. And that's what the Denver Broncos were able to do against them. Chargers, of course, we talked about that already. The losing Justin Herbert in this game and now out for the season. Looks like they're going to be moving forward with what's his name, Easton Stick as their starter. Keenan Allen has already been ruled out for tomorrow night's game, so he's not going to be there. So it's going to be rough sledding for this particular team, man. It's going to be rough sledding for them. It's going to be a lot for them to kind of overcome and accomplish. And now, to me, now you got to see what you got in your young guns. I want to see, even though Quentin Johnson has been out there the entire time, but now you got to lead it now. The number 1 receiver is gone. Keenan Allen is gone. You got to lead it.
Michael Williams already gone. So, yeah, he's been gone.
Yeah, Michael Williams is already gone. So you got to be the guy now. You got to show this Los Angeles Chargers team if you are good enough to stick around and really become, a guy in which they drafted you in the first round. So I want to see.
You know what this is? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
This is Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson all over again. Quentin Johnson went above Jordan Addison in this draft. And then just like Jalen Reagor went above Justin Jefferson, both these teams went to the Vikings as well. The good receivers went to the Vikings as well, which is funny. But Quentin Johnson has been abysmal. He actually had 90. He had 3 catches for 90 yards in this game, but he's been terrible. I think I've seen a graphic. He's got less than 300 yards on the season as the first receiver taken in this draft, and guys like Tank Dell, Jordan Addison, and Zay Flowers, you name them, they've tripled his production. And so, yeah, you don't want to be the Jalen Reagor of your draft, Quentin Johnson. So just like my dog was saying, this is your chance to step up and let's see what you got. It's easy to stick throwing you the ball, but still, we show us something, man, because it's looking ugly for you out here.
Absolutely. Keeping it pushing, Willie Jack. And let's go to my game in the week. We had the Philadelphia Eagles go to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying? They take care of business. They put a foot off in the Philadelphia Eagles, man. They win this game. They win this game 33-13, man. And they win this game pretty easily. And they had control of this game from start to finish, man. They controlled it. They dominated this game offensively. Almost 400 yards of offense in this game. We're talking about a top 3 defense from last year. You know, that's taken a huge step back in terms of their defensive performances, how they were able to get after the quarterback each and every week. You know, they've taken a huge step back, and those guys that were able to really, you know, get the job done on the back end are no longer being able to get the job on the back end done, you know, and of course, up front, they still pretty solid, but at the same time, those guys aren't getting after the quarterback like they normally able to. And when those two units aren't working together or working in sync, then this is what you get. You get a defense that can't cover, that can't, you know, stay with receivers. They give up a lot of passing yards, and they give up a lot of points, man. They before this game, they had almost gave up 1,000 yards in two games. You know, the two games previous to this one here, and they come out and give up 394 total yards in this one. So the Cowboys came out, they dominated, man, and I kind of thought they would, but the defense played well too of the Cowboys. The defense played very well, and it was led by their guys, man. Parsons, I think he got him a sack in this game, but then Gilmore was all over the field. You know what I'm saying?
Gilmore was balling.
Show why you go get a guy like him. You know what I'm saying? He was all in AJ Brown's face. Now, AJ did have about 90 yards, but they were meaningless yards. They were yards where, you know, that didn't really count. The plays that would have counted in this game, that would have helped them, you know, be in better position to win this game, Gilmore was right there to make a play. Forced a fumble on AJ Brown, did a break up a lot of different passes. He was just all over the field in this particular game, getting in AJ Brown's head, you know, and
tackles Tackles on the ball was a big thing. AJ Brown is a big, strong receiver. He breaks that first DB tackle a lot of times, and he does a lot of his work in the run after. Tackles on the catch. That's what I'm going to say. That's a huge step for corners that doesn't get talked about enough. Tackles on the catch. It's 3rd and 12. Go ahead and take these 7 yards, AJ Brown, and I'm gonna knock you down at 7 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like you're done. Those are big stats. So just like I'm glad you pointed that out, because that's what I was gonna say. 94 yards. If you just read those stats, look like, okay, man, he was a catch away from 100 yards. He didn't. Let the film speak. You feel me? Add content. Shout out to my dog, man. That's what I'm talking about, Chop. There you go. My dog, man. Come on.
Absolutely. And then real quick, I'll get out here, Willie Jack, and let you touch on this game. But for the Eagles, those question marks that everybody had in terms of how they was winning these games and how their offense didn't look as smooth, they showcased, and they've been showcased the last 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? They played 2 of the top teams, and neither game was close in terms of what we feel like it should have been. Like, neither game was close. They got dominated these last 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row, they got dominated, outclassed. They didn't look good. Their offense wasn't able to keep up. And then we already talked about the defensive struggles. You know, so now people are starting to wonder, like, is this a team that needs to be the team that plays better in front? You know, how good are you for real, Jalen Hurts? You know, how good is this offense? You know, in which I like them, but I'm just saying, a lot of people started questioning.
These are the questions really, now, though.
They're going to rise when you start losing games. You know, everything comes to the forefront. Everything comes to light. When you win it, you can silence a lot of these things and say, all right, man, they're good. We know they got the pedigree to overcome some of these things, but now it's getting dangerous. Now it's getting dangerous for y'all. Y'all still probably going to make the playoffs and still be a contender.
But they in the playoffs.
At the same time, these teams have got your number now. And now you, instead of people coming to you, you might have to go see Dallas. Dallas might win this division. If you have to play San Francisco, you might have to go to San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that we've seen. And like I said, those question marks and how this team has struggled a little bit, and those question marks are showcasing for sure.
No, exactly right, man. Just like you said, man, you hit the nail on the head. Cowboys just flat out dominated this game. Eagles didn't score a touchdown in this game offensively. We forget that score they had. Fletcher Cox, shout out to the OG. He forces a fumble on Dak, and then the young gun Jalen Carter picks it up and runs it back for a touchdown. That's the only score. That's the only touchdown the Eagles score in this game. And then get the 2 field goals throughout the course of this game. So just like you said, Cowboys dominated from pillar to post. It's 24-6 at halftime, if I remember right. And so, I mean, it's a 3-score game at halftime. And then in that third quarter, I think is where they get that defensive touchdown from Fletcher Cox. And so at that point, I remember, I think that made it, I guess, 24-13. So, okay, well, maybe that's the spark they needed. That's the play they needed to change the tide, to gain some momentum and get them right back in this game. Oh, no, not at all. Because America's MVP, Dak Prescott, he went out there and got the show right back on the road. Finishes 24 for 39, 271, those 2 touchdowns and an interception, and they get right back in motion, man. And then I want to shout out the rookie kicker Brandon Aubrey. He's a MLS player, played soccer, was in the USFL. They bring him in, he gets the job, and man, boy's got a boot. He had 2 from 60 in the same game, or well, 1 was 60, 1 was 59, or whatever the case. But I saw something that was like he kicked 4 kicks. His 4 kicks totaled over 200 air yards in this game, like 214 yards of air time from his kicks, kicking from the moon, bro. So, man, they definitely found one, man. And now these Cowboys look damn good. These Cowboys are the Cowboys and the Niners both have proven now they're definitely a step above the Eagles. And if you're the Eagles, man, you got real worries. You got real concerns. And the biggest thing here that I think maybe we haven't talked about enough is what Sean Steichen meant to this offense. What Sean Steichen meant to this team, bro. Because this offense hasn't looked, and it's making me think about when Dayball left Buffalo. And Buffalo still hasn't recovered. They still don't look the way they looked when Dayball's there. And this is the first season minus Steichen, and we're seeing just what he meant to that offense, because it's just not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. They haven't rekindled it. And so, yeah, if you're the Eagles, man, I mean, I think they're making the playoffs. They're still going to do that, but you don't have that same confidence at all when we run into one of these guys we'd have to see to get to the Super Bowl, because you can't get to the Super Bowl without seeing San Francisco or Dallas, and both of them have already smoked your boots. You know what I'm saying? Philly and San Francisco did it in your crib. Now this time you had to go out to sunny California. You don't want that. And so, yeah, it's trouble in paradise, man, for these Eagles.
Absolutely. All right, Willie Jack. Let's keep on pushing, man. We had the Tennessee Titans go and pull one off against the Miami Dolphins at home, man. Final score 28-27. Talk to me, man. Go ahead and talk about your boy, man, Mike Vrabel.
Man, shout out to Mike Vrabel, man. And also another thing as well, shout out to Will Levis. I think this game, he came in, his first starts against my Steelers. He showed a lot of positive things in that game against the Steelers. We still found a way to win. He showed a lot of positive things in that game, though. Things that I came and apologized to him. You know what I'm saying? The next day, because I was like, no, you know what, man, you can see something there. You can see something there that looks legit. And then he has 2 come to earth games after that, or two or 3 games after that. I want to say, I can't remember how far back it was. And then this game here was another one of those games that reestablishes, like, nah, I'm still a guy on the rise. I'm still a guy that I can take this team to the next level. I can develop it to a guy. It's not perfect though. He like I said, but it was 23 for 38, 327 yards, touchdown, throws an early interception in this game as well. Interception to the D lineman from the Dolphins that's been a pick 6. I think he was trying to throw a screen. The D lineman intercepted and runs to the house to kind of open up this game. Outside of that play right there, great play throughout the course of this game for the most part from Will Levis. He made some remarkable throws in this game. He really did. On the money, up on the money, and it's one of those things where, like, Tua can find a way to just loft the 60-yard lob to Tyreek and let it, well, maybe it doesn't go 60, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference between, like, throwing using your timing to kind of loft a 40-yard pass, and Tyreek is going to blow by a guy right out the gate, and so it turns into a 70-yard touchdown. Like, that's not, like, arm strength. That's not velocity. I'm talking about, like, feet are planted, it's guys around you, and loading up and throwing rockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the far hash on, like, deep dig routes. Those deep out routes that maybe it's a 25-yard gain. Those are 60-yard throws. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you got to cover so much. Like, those are the throws that he makes with ease. Like, that's the type of arm talent he's got. That's special stuff. That's Justin Herbert's time. That's Josh Allen arm strength. That's Patty. Like, those type of arms, and those are the throws he makes, man. And putting those balls in the money, man. Where D Hop looks like the guy we knew from 4 years ago. 7 for 124, a touchdown. 40. No, one of the ones I'm thinking about was damn near 50 yards on a rope. You know what I'm saying? On a rope, and hit him right on top of the helmet where you want it. You know what I'm saying? But on a line. You know what I mean? So just a special play there. Derrick Henry gets in the end zone twice in this game. Tyjae Spears is a young guy. He's a weapon, especially in the passing game. He does this thing too. But this is where the fat meat gets greasy, bro. The Titans are really in control of this game. We get to the fourth dang quarter, and they crumble. You get the fumbled punt by, I can't even think of this kid's name, and that one would just piss me off. You already kind of botched the fumble or whatnot, and then he botched the fumble. Then I think he tries to decide. No, it bounces. Whatever it was, I can't remember the order of which, but you get two terrible fumbles in back-to-back possessions in the fourth quarter. At the end of this game, Miami, to their credit, they punched both of them in. And this is a Dolphins team that got held in check all night. This Dolphins team had one touchdown in this game outside of those two turnovers at the end of the game that they scored, and then the pick six by the D lineman to open the game on a screen pass. So that's 21 of your 28 points. That's 21 of your 27 points. And then you get 2 field goals in this game. So held in check all night, and then you have that happen. I felt terrible for the Titans and Vrabel. I'm like, well, damn, man. And then you know what happened, man? And this is where I give credit to Vrabel. They stayed in the fight. It's 3 minutes left. We're down 14 to the second most explosive offense in this league that we've already held in check, and you find a way to get back in it. Now, this is the point where I was waiting to talk about when you brought up the point with Doug Peterson. Because the Titans get the ball. Will Levis comes right out the gate. They get that deep shot pass up the right sideline. I think that was to D-Hop. Already puts them in field goal range. And then they end up finishing off that drive with a touchdown. They go for 2 on that first touchdown. And so they're down. What was the score at that? I can't even think of what the score was at the time. But they're down. No, they were down. Yeah, they were down 10. And so they go for 2. I can't remember now. Are you looking up for me?
I'm trying to see, because the Tennessee ended up scoring 15 in the fourth quarter. So one of them, I think they
went for 2 on the first touchdown for sure.
So they must have got that one then.
Yeah, they did. They got it. So they went for 2 on. They went for 2 on the first one, and it was one of those plays where I'm thinking, well, you need 2 scores anyway. Why don't we just get the 7? And so that way, if you do somehow try to find a way to get the ball back, now we have a chance to still win. We can tie it with 7, or then we can use the 8 to get the win then if that's what we want to do. But if you don't get the 2-point conversion, well, now we're down 9 points. Like, that's how the math worked out. I can't remember the score exactly, but if they don't get that 2-point conversion, they're down 9. And now it doesn't matter if you get a stop and get the ball back anyway, like you were saying with the Jaguars. Well, now it doesn't matter. Let's say if you get the stop and you score again, there are no 9-point plays in this league. So now you dead in the water. And so, but that's what they did. And this is why I ended up respecting it, because I think it's bigger than anything. It sends a message to a team, because this is a team that they don't have many hope. I mean, they're still in the playoff picture, just the way the AFC's shaking out, but it's probably still a longer road for them to realistically make the playoffs. But it sends the message on this team: we play to win. Burn the ship. That's what it made me think of. Mike Vrabel burned that ship. We gonna go win this game right now. We just gave up 14. We got 3 minutes. I don't give a damn. Let's go get a touchdown. Okay, we got a touchdown. Nah, chill, kicker. Nah, we got it. 2 right now. Because now if we get this 2, now the next score wins it. We ain't playing for overtime. We're not playing for a tie. We're playing to win this game. Let's burn the ship. Let's set that tone and tempo. And like, that's the message that's delivered to the team. And I think I didn't mind it, because this is a team that realistically they're not, I don't know if they're playing past January anyway. And so you get to use these moments to build. These are the things that Will Levis gets to take with him into next year, the type of confidence, the swag, and everything that they build. Seeing him all fired up, him and Vrabel damn near blowing blood vessels in their neck, celebrating on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Like, in some of those scenes, like, these are things that are great for that team, and I'm glad they find a way to still win that game, because they deserved it. I mean, they dominated the game and almost gave it away just that fast. But then that's a lie. I think 14 points in 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter on the road. That's nuts, bro. That's crazy. Monday Night Football with a rookie quarterback making his fourth start. That's nuts. And so, excellent win, man. Excellent composure and rallying that team and keeping those guys in by Mike Vrabel. And if you're the Dolphins, Man, y'all gotta do some soul searching, man. Tyreek Hill goes down in this game for a good part, and you just never really recover. He ends up coming back in, and I think he came back. He made that one splash catch on the right sideline, and just really didn't do too much outside of that. But now, impressive win by them Titans.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I'm with you, Willie Jack. And you pretty much touched on a lot of the points of this game, so I'll save everybody from hearing that again. But what I will say is, this is the one thing with the Dolphins. The Dolphins, at some point, they have to learn how to play football. Okay, football is a physical sport. All right, let's go back to the basics of this. Football is a physical sport, man, and you have to be able to do certain things to be a successful and a winning team in the league. And one of those things is be physical and impose your will on teams. So just like you mentioned that point in the game, Willie Jack, where Tennessee had 2 back-to-back fumbles and gave up 2 touchdowns after that. At that point, Miami Dolphins, you can't just be this finesse, fast, explosive team all the time to win games. Sometimes you have to be able to be physical, slow the ball down, control the clock, and get first downs and methodically make your way down the field. And right now, it doesn't seem like the Miami Dolphins have that in their repertoire. It doesn't seem like they have that. And if you're going to be a successful team, you're not going to be able to just put up 50 points every single week against everybody that you play. Teams are going to have your number, and things are going to slow down. This to me, this also makes a little bit more of a case for Tyreek Hill as a potential MVP, because this offense instantly changed once Tyreek Hill went out of this game.
Exactly.
As soon as he went out, this offense instantly changed, and they showed the difference in who they were with him out of the game and how much of an impact he makes. And then he comes back later in the game and instantly makes 2 big catches, and boom,
exactly.
Right away, they right back in position to score another touchdown. So it shows you the impact of that. But Miami Dolphins have to have a little bit of versatility in their identity in terms of not just being the team that can put up a whole bunch of points and kill you with big plays down the field. No, you have to be able to methodically win games too. And if you can't, teams like this, Tennessee Titans, no matter if they're down 2 touchdowns or not, if they can stop that explosiveness, they can get back in this game, and they did that. They came out to win. So yeah, kudos to your boy Mike Vrabel, man, and this team for getting it done.
No doubt.
Absolutely. And on to the last Monday night game. The last game we're gonna touch on for Week 14, man. We had the Green Bay Packers go to New York to take on the Giants, Willie Jack. And I don't know if you remember me talking about this game in the beginning, man. Though I said I wanted to pick the Giants, and the only reason I didn't want to pick them was because of DeVito. Because I wanted to see Tyrod Taylor come out there healthy and start this game. And what happens with Jack? The video starts and the Giants come out and win this game. The Giants come out and win this, and really a big shout out one for him. He didn't have a huge game. He played clean though. He played clean, and this game screamed trap game to me. And the reason why is because one, the Giants are playing. They're hot right now. Okay, they're hot. I think they've won, the last
3 in a row. Tommy D got 3 wins in a row, big dog.
3, yeah, that's 3 wins in a row. They beat the Commanders, they beat the Patriots, and then they just beat the Packers. So there's 3 wins in a row for this Giants team. So they're pretty hot right now. And their defense, like you mentioned a few weeks ago, Willie Jack, their defense can be stingy at times, and their defense really slowed Jordan Love down. Jordan Love was hot coming into this game. They were starting to heat up and start to get more talks about him possibly, lead this team to the playoffs. And even after the Detroit Lions played earlier, the day before, it was like, okay, well, the Packers may even have a chance to compete for this division. Yeah. And they come out here with this being an important game, and they lose this one. So it's a tough game for the Packers. They didn't get the job done. Saquon Barkley had a pretty solid game today, even though he had a crucial fumble, scored 2 touchdowns, which were key in this game. And DeVito did what he needed to do on offense, helped this team stay clean, manage the game, and the Giants pull it off, man. They pull this game off, and they win this one 24-22 at home, man. So, hey, man, good. Shout out to those guys and Brian Daboll for trying to right the ship, man, trying to get it together. I don't necessarily see this being a playoff run, but at least making this team look very similar to what they were last year in terms of being competitive and pulling out some close games.
No, for sure. And I'll be short and sweet on this one as well. If you don't mind, man, put our dog ZB's last comment up on the board, man. My chest tripping still. I can't.
Is this the one you talking about?
Yeah, exactly right. And so, yeah, because I saw this as well. So both New York quarterbacks were the players of the week for both conferences. Zach Wilson was the AFC player of the week this week. And then surprisingly, Tommy DeVito was the NFC player of the week. Now that's a little too far because we had Dak Prescott light up the Eagles. We had Brock Purdy throw for over 350 yards against the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a little far, or maybe overall, but still, it was still an impressive week though for him. He goes 17 for 21 for 158 yards and does throw a touchdown. He gets another 70 yards on the ground as well. So it was, like I said, it wasn't spectacular, but it was clean football. You get 2 touchdowns from Saquon in this game, and then that defense came to play. And then on the other side, Jordan Love was off. Jordan Love had probably easily his worst game in the last month or so because he had been pretty clean coming out there since their bye week, but he missed throws in this one. He was a little high. I mean, the weather and the wind in New York probably had a factor to do in that, but he missed several throws just high or just off. And shout out to kudos to the Giants for that defense standing firm throughout for the most part. And then DeVito with his legs a lot of the time, man, but making big plays and them finding a way to get this dub.
Gotcha. All good, Willie Jack. Well, yeah, man, that wraps up all the games from week 14, man. So before we jump into our Thursday games and the Saturday games, man, I need performers of the week, man. Who was your performer of the week this week? After looking into these games, Willie Jack, is there anybody that stood out to you in terms of the guy you want to label as the performer of the week this week?
Oh, man, yeah, man. Debo Samuels went crazy, man. 7 for 149 and a touchdown. They gave him a goal line rush to get a second touchdown as well. But but like I said, just bigger than that, I think just his impact and how he's looked dominating that Eagles game, coming back, another dominant performance. He stacked a couple of some consecutive dominant performances, man. And so I'll give it to him at the performer of the week for that performance against the Seahawks.
Okay, gotcha. Definitely a good performance. I'm gonna give my performer of the week to Lamar Jackson, man. Lamar Jackson had a game, man. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw an interception, 11 carries on the ground, 70 yards. Man, just almost 400 yards from scrimmage just by himself, man. And the way he took over this game and really played well against my Rams, and he hurt us, man. He hurt us towards the end of the game, man, and they come away with the W, man. So big performance by Lamar Jackson. He is my performer of the week this week. Now,
no doubt.
Let's jump into the Thursday night game, Willie Jack. And I know we're running a little bit late, y'all.
All right, we can just blow through
y'all long. We apologize for keeping y'all long, but we're gonna run through them, man. So let's go with the first one, man. This one should be short and sweet. We got the Los Angeles Chargers without Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Who you got in this game, Willie Jack?
Did you say toilet bowl? Okay.
I think I did. I think it sounded something like that.
There we go. Toilet bowl tomorrow night. I'm taking the Raiders 16-9 in an ugly game, I would assume. I guess is Jimmy G starting in that one? Did you say they're going back?
They haven't made a decision yet. It's still up in the air, you know.
And
but
you know what?
If I had to guess, I would say Jimmy G is going to start.
Okay, and I was going to say on the short week, maybe they wait on the short week and then let them come back out in the next one. But either way, man, it doesn't matter. I'm going Raiders 16-9.
Okay, gotcha. And I'm going Raiders in this game too, Willie Jack. Chargers are just beat up right now. Can't trust nothing on that team right now. Probably the only thing you can trust is Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack, you know, still playing some pretty good ball. But I'm going Raiders in this one, man. I think they have the defense. I don't have much faith in Easton Stick. And hopefully they start Jimmy G, and I want to see him and Jimmy G and Devontae Adams have one of those games, man. I got give me a little bit of a few nuggets. I don't throw too many nuggets on a Wednesday night show, but I'm gonna give a few nuggets, man. Give me Devontae Adams 8 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Ooh,
and I got 24-13, man. Raiders take care of business against the Chargers at home. So that's what
you said. 8 for what? 8 for 130.
8 for 100. 8 for over 100 and a touchdown.
I got you.
All right. Going to the next one, we got the Minnesota Vikings on Saturday. We got some Saturday games, man. They going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Who you got in this one, Willie J?
Man, I'm going JB Jr., man. The Cincinnati kid at home. I think Nick Mullins is returning to start in this game. Ain't going to make no difference to me. I'm going to Cincinnati kid and JB Jr. 23-13 at the crib.
Now, this one is making me think a little bit. But I think I'm gonna go Bengals too. I'm gonna go Bengals too, just off the strength of Nick Mullins. Me seeing him play and not having too much faith in him. The one reason I was tempted to go Vikings in this game is because Brian Flores in their defense, man. One thing they're gonna do is they're gonna get out to Jake Browning. You know what I'm saying? So this one could be another low scoring game. And I'm gonna make it a low scoring game. So give me 16-13 Bengals at home against the Vikings, man. I think that each of these defenses are going to be able to slow down the offenses. And it's going to come down to, who has the guys that can make plays. And right now, the Bengals still got Joe Mixon and Chase Brown. Jamar Chase is still out there doing his thing along with T. Higgins. Like, they have a lot of those weapons that can offset some of the plays from Minnesota. And if you leave those guys in one-on-one, those are some big guys. They can go up and get that ball. So, yeah, give me Bengals winning this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I give you some time, Willie Jack. Let's talk about your boys, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers play on Saturday, man. They go to Indianapolis to play the Colts. And I think this one's going to be pretty interesting, man. Tell me what's your thoughts on this.
Man, look, this is getting to do or die time for my Steelers, man. We got bailed out with the way some of the other AFC teams that we were like duking out with. We got a couple crucial losses, the Colts being one of those losses that we needed to have to lose with us next week. And so now we need this one head up. We're the 6th seed, they're the 7th seed. Whichever one of us loses this game likely falls behind that next list of 8 other teams that are 7 and 6. I mean, you fall down the mountain. So this is do or die time for us, man. I got to take the good guys on the road, man. Give me my Steelers to find a way to get it done. 20-16. Man, hey, we got to have it, man. We got to have it. 20-16 Steelers get it done.
This one is a weird game, Willie Jack. It's a weird game, man. Yeah, it's Kenny Pickett back.
Not at all. Not at all.
So you mean to tell me I gotta trust Mitch Trubisky on the road?
You and me both. No, you wouldn't make it so bad, man. I'm ready to see Mason Rudolph. I'm like, look here, man. Mr. Trubisky, you get 2 quarters, bro. You get 2 quarters to show me something, man. I'm gonna want you to put it in Mason Rudolph. I never thought
y'all might not want to give him 2 quarters. Y'all might want to just give him 1.
Man, we might have to for real. 1.5. If it's ugly, man, 1.5 quarters. I'm with you, bro. But yeah, it's ugly. I was ready to see Mason Rudolph in the Patriots game. That's how bad it got. I'm like, come on, man. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go Colts in this one, man. I'm gonna go Colts against your Steelers, man. I just don't think the Steelers have enough as of right now. The defense. Y'all
beat up, man.
It's beat up. Y'all still find a way to play solid, and y'all definitely do get after the quarterback, which that's the one thing I think could cause trouble for the Indianapolis Colts, because getting out the Gardner Minshew can cause some mistakes. But if that's the only thing that we're relying on, I'm not sure how much faith I got in it, because, like I said, you still got to rely on Mr. Trubisky on the other side.
Yeah,
put some points up, and then also. That makes things easier for the defense, because all right, we can just load up on this run and force Mr. Trubisky to beat us with his arm, which I can't see it, Willie Jack. So
I ain't mad at you.
Give me the Colts at home, man. I got the Colts winning this one. I think give them 24-2. I give them 24-17. I think they win this game at home. They're able to take care of business against your Pittsburgh Steelers.
And also, man, it doesn't help my case at all. But Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt are both in concussion protocol this week. So, man, hey, it doesn't help the case at all. But yeah, man. Go to the next game, man. Go to the next game, man. I'm getting sad. All right,
man. And the last game, man, the very last game on Saturday before we get into our Sunday show, we got the Denver Broncos going to Detroit to take on the Lions, man. And this is a big game here. This is a big Saturday game for both teams. One, the Denver Broncos have been hot lately, of course, and they have an opportunity to really compete for the number 1 spot in the division. And then for the Lions, coming off that bad loss to the Chicago Bears, of course, it was a divisional matchup, but they need a win to stay in first place, of their division. So this is going to be a good one. I think this is a good matchup. You got that good defense of the Denver Broncos going against what is usually a prolific offense in Detroit Lions. And on the other side of it, you got an okay offense, a pretty solid, clean offense in the Denver Broncos against a Detroit Lions defense that's been pretty easy going. Teams have been able to have their way against this team, man. So this could be a really, really good game. I could see a few different points scored, but I'm gonna go Lions, man. I'm gonna go Lions.
There
I
you
think
go.
the Lions can take care of business at home against the Denver Broncos. I think their run game is gonna be crucial. That double-headed monster between Gibbs and Montgomery is really what's gonna neutralize that Broncos defense. And I got the Lions winning this one. And then also Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's gonna be crucial too because he's not gonna be on the outside with Patrick Surtain. They're gonna move Amon-Ra St. Brown around a lot.
Now he's a slot guy. Yeah,
it's gonna be hard for them to keep up with him. So give me the Lions in this game. I think they come away with the W. Give them 27, man. 27-24 in the close 3-point game. I got the Lions at home.
No, I'm be short and sweet, man. I'm taking. There's one team in this game. There's one team that's ascending, one team that's been steadily descending, man. The Broncos, like 11 or otherwise, they're the ascending team, man. And the Lions, for me, they're the team that's reeling. You know what I'm saying? And also, I think this game for me, it reminds me of what I just saw from the Dolphins and the Titans. I see an offense that's spotty and picks on, you know what I'm saying, picks on the third graders, but then they take L's when they fight other sixth graders. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like I'm starting to see from these Lions. And for the Broncos, they just that kind of like quiet, snotty nosed kid that throws haymakers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they just handle their business, do what they got to do. They go home and don't nobody hear nothing from them. I'm taking the Broncos in the defense to go into Detroit, bloody Detroit's nose, and get a dub, man, 23-20. And I'm gonna tell you, man, because you just read off those scores, and I was trying to think of it. I can't. When's the last time somebody scored 27 points on the Broncos? Last person to score more than 27 points, they scored 70. And since 70, ain't nobody scored. Man, the Broncos don't give up that many points, man. Hell no. So I'm taking the Broncos in that defense. I'm taking Russell Wilson to, like I said, to keep it clean. And then also on the other side, man, I think Javonte Williams and Samaje Perine, they may find some success in their own running game in this one as well against those Lions. So I'm taking Denver to get it done, man, 23-20.
So the last time, it's been 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Since they gave up 27 points. And I bet you ain't no way in the world you'll be able to guess who they gave up the over 27 to.
NFC or AFC? Give me that.
AFC.
AFC?
You ain't gonna be able to guess it, bro.
No, I want to no because they beat the Chiefs for the first time in 17
If you
weeks.
said I had to bet my mama's rent money, I would bet my mama's rent money that you wouldn't be able to guess who was the last team to score over 27 points against the Denver Broncos.
But it's not the 70 game with Miami.
Nope.
Okay, not the 70 game. Who else scored 27? Okay, so it had to be. They haven't played Baltimore. The Colts. I just shot in the dark. I don't even know if they played the Colts.
The Jets.
The Jets. Wow, really? Okay, yeah, I wasn't getting that. I could have had 6 guesses. I wasn't getting that one. I was trying to think like, okay, early in the season, who was kind of hot? So okay, the Colts was running the ball on everybody.
Yeah,
I was like,
man,
I was trying to reach
the Jets, bro. The Jets had scored 31 on them boys, man. That was the last time. So that's where you're at, fine. But Willie Jack, that's pretty much it, man. Who gets our game ball tonight, man? We got a game ball.
Man. I think early it was Sis started the show, man. White to the show. Miss Boy started hot for us, man. Then our dog ZB, he finished it off with the late night, man. So man, I'll let him split it down the middle. We'll go Mrs. Boyce in the early half, man. We'll go ZB, man, working the night shift, closing the show out with us, man. Both those guys and gals, we appreciate you.
Perfect. There you go, man. So that's where our game balls go to. We went through the performance of the week. We talked about the games of the week. We went through every game, the Thursday previews, the Saturday previews. Willie Jack, it's time for you to close us out, big dog.
Hey, come on, man. That is it, and that is all. You know, we appreciate all the love, man. I know we went super late tonight. We had 4 previews 4 preview games on Saturday, so it's going to be an exciting football week for everybody. Shout out to the members in the building. Moms is in the building. Sis Sierra was in the building for sure. Wifey and sister to the show, Mrs. Boyce, she was definitely in the building. Our dog ZB came and hung out for a little bit. My dog OJ Big Juice, OJ Does is in the building. Big Chef came through as well. Y'all know what's going on. Look, I'm going to wrap it up pretty quickly here so y'all can follow along if you can keep up. If I forgot to say your name, damn dog, my fault, but charge it to my head. Do not charge it to my heart. You know we think about you. Appreciate all the love and support. Tap in now. Sunday, 10 o'clock. Wake up early with your dog, Chop Willie in the morning. Until then, peace.
Peace.